This is the Andy Citron Injury Attorney's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Alabama Power.
Another year of high school football here on UTV 44, and tonight we're on the hill for two of the most dominant programs in the state of Alabama to open up the 2019 schedule. Spanish Fort, 5-time state champions, the last one coming in 2015, and McGill-Toolen, also the 2015 state champions. Good evening, I'm Jim Cox. My partners, as always, Dan Brennan and Vic Lockett. Dan, a 7A matchup with McGill going up 6A. Spanish Fort. McGill's won all 5 games in these series, but both coaches really like the early test to start the season.
Yeah, of course, Ernest Hill was a defensive coordinator at Spanish Fort, so he's very familiar with this program. He's, of course, the head man at McGill. And as far as Ben Blackman, he likes the idea of getting his team as primed as they can be early on. And he says what McGill does for a Spanish Fort team is they expose them for their weaker areas. That's then the coaching staff and team can begin to focus in on those areas. They lost to McGill big last year and then took the advantage of that and won 11 straight.
Both these teams, if you're going to be a dominant program, you got to have playmakers. We'll see them all over the field tonight. Let's start on the offensive side for McGill-Toolen.
Yeah, we get spoiled. You know, after a while, you're like, wow. And McGill's got a lot of wow. They got a lot of speed on the outside, including Jordan Mosley. Now, this guy's already got 15 to 20 scholarship offers. It's a little cloudier than it was back in the day, but a lot of teams really like this guy. So watch him on the outside, but he's got some help out there too. But Jordan Mosley, size, speed, a lot of potential.
Of course, Vic Lockett, former Alabama linebacker Vic Lockett, he loves disruptive forces on the defensive side of the football, and we've watched this young man for the past couple of years. He can take over a game for the Toros tonight.
And tonight, I'm sure he wants to come into his own. You know, Carlos Johnson Jr., he's up front. He loves those run stuffers, and that's what his coach says he is. He's a run stuffer, so he can occupy those linemen and allow linebackers like myself to float around and make some tackles. He's a USA commit, and he plays with a chip on his shoulder. Now, he's not that tall, the prototypical defensive lineman. He goes in about 5'11", 6 feet, not 6'4", 6'5", but he plays with a big heart like he's 6'9". So we'll see him tonight and see if he can make a difference for that defense.
He'll stop the run. We also see him get after the quarterback in years past as well. So we're about ready to kick off another season here. Friday night rivals. We're on the hill tonight. Spanish Fort playing host to McGill-Toolen. Spanish Fort's going to get the football to start one. Let's welcome in the newest member of our broadcast team, member number 4, Amanda Booz. Good evening, Amanda.
Good evening. Thank you guys so much for the warm welcome. It feels really good to be out here on this Toro field, also known as the Hill. Now, you know, this is pretty nostalgic for me because it's reminding me of what it felt like when I was a former cheerleader on the sidelines, cheering for my high school team. Shout out to the Miramar Patriots in South Florida. But that's enough about me. Let's talk about someone who is not new to this field, and that is Jackson Burkhalter. Now, Jackson, unfortunately, suffered a torn ACL last year, but he had a strong 7-on-7 summer season, and he's back and ready than ever before. Now, Jackson also has a few offers from UAB, Murray State, Eastern Kentucky, and West Florida. We're really looking forward to seeing his game tonight.
All right, thanks so much, Amanda. And here we go. Michael Shine to kick off for McGill-Toolen. Chris Abrams drain and Brazil Patrick back deep. Took this one about the 11, and Abrams drain, the Ole Miss commit, gets out to about the 28-yard line, and we'll see the Spanish Fort offense heading out here. Ben Blackman, 5th season here at Spanish Fort. See 47-7, 27-2 at home. Just does not lose on the hill. 2015 state champs, perfect 15-0 record.
Yeah, this is another Jim. A lot of skill that 2-3 losses, nothing to be excited about. They shoot for perfection.
Jackson. We've only seen them handle one time, and that was by this group here, McGill.
Yep.
Burkhalter, as Amanda just talked about, and he'll give it off to Johnny Morris, and the sophomore can get a couple. And that defensive line, we're going to see a lot of players rotate in for McGill. They lost a lot of starters up there, and they're going to play a lot of kids up front. To see Brady Wilson on the starting lineup there. He was our guest on the pregame show for the Toros. Hunter Manley, Dylan Peterson, Jack Myers, and Michael Crawford up front. Chris Abrams drain. We're going to see him all over. He'll probably touch the football as a quarterback tonight as well. Patrick, the other receiver. You got Burkhalter, the big tight end. McGowan on the other side, and Johnny Morris in the backfield. We'll see a few other Toros come in there to run the football, and this is going to be close to a first down on second down here for the Toros. Morris again. And it's going to be good enough for a Toro first down. Defensively, one thing Ernest Hill's teams have done, whether he's been an assistant coach or head coach, they've played great defense, and they expect the same. Alex Page, your defensive coordinator. John Michael Latnier, Richardson, and Laconce up front. We're going to see a lot of, as I said, players rotate in there. Huff, Ashir Hughes, Hogue, and Wells Keaton along with George Birch in the secondary. A couple of starters back there as Wilson and Turner along with Mitchell and Mosley round out the secondary for the McGill-Toolen defense. And there's Wells Keaton, the senior linebacker who just made the stop there. That's going to be what everyone's, can you run on this McGill team? People just could not run the football on them last year, and that's, of course, what Ben Blackman, you think about the dazzling play calling that he does, but he also wants to run the football first and foremost.
Really, any football coach wants to do that.
Quick out to the far side. That ball is incomplete. Trying to get that look like maybe Caleb Purdy, and he's down. Looked like he slipped as he was trying to get in, still struggling to get up. It was Brazil Patrick.
Well, we were on the field pregame, Jim, and that's the point you were making to me right away.
It's kind of soft and spongy. Of course, South Alabama, lots of rain, and the grass looks great, but it looked like he was just trying to make a cut there to get that pass that was a little low. And, okay, it's a cramp, so that's
good news.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, doesn't feel good right now, but you know he's more than likely going to be able to return to the game.
And we see that so much in the early season.
Well, the point on the field, I was just about to make that observation. It looks like you just cut the sprinklers off.
Yeah.
I mean, it even looks moist.
Yep. We noticed that for this afternoon, and
thankfully,
like last night for the Brad Paisley concert, let's say, there was rain during the day.
Were
and
you
then
the host?
Likely. Brad didn't ask me to do that. But it turned out to be a beautiful night. So for a lot of us around South Alabama, it should be a good night for football.
3rd and 8 coming up here. And, of course, want to welcome everybody who's watching this on Stadium Network, wherever you're at, whether you're getting it on an antenna or watching it on the app. And welcome everybody who is joining us as this game is so big. It's being shown all across the country tonight, Big Lockett.
Nationwide, and maybe they'll cut off some hockey in Chicago and check you out.
It's too early for that, Vic. 3rd and 8, and of course they look for Abrams Drain, and they got him at the 48, and that's a first down for the Toros, and a big 3rd and 8 completion there by Burkhalter.
Well, great execution, but you also got a kid with a really good arm. Watch this, the anticipation. He gets it out there as the receiver's making his cut. Highly recruited wide out, and they make it up and get the first down.
Yeah, Corey and Wilson over there. I mean, you got to respect his speed so much, Vic Lockett. You have to give him that big cushion out there.
Give me that cushion, and then he just runs that little quick out, and it's not going to stop it.
Burkhalter again. Brings this one up the middle for a gain of a couple.
Well, that's one guy I'm glad to see back and healthy is that Jackson Burkhalter. Just a big, good-looking kid with so much potential and ability that I hated to hear about his knee injury, but let's hope he's back and fully recovered and 100%.
That was the first week of October, so you think about that. It's not, it's not that long ago.
Not a year.
Yeah. Dr. James Andrews did the surgery, and they fake it to Morris, and now try to go far side, and slipping as soon as he was able to get a hold of that one. Travis McGowan, his first catch of the night for the 5'10 junior.
I went down 5 times just talking to the coaches, so I know it's slick out there. Watch here.
Burkhalter, before that injury you were talking about, Vic, he thrown for over 700 yards and 9 touchdowns before he got that injury in the first week. Just 2 interceptions first week of October. So, just 5 weeks into the season, he was off to a great start.
Yeah, I mean, if you were going to do a Disney movie about a high school football team, he could stand in line, maybe the front of the line.
Absolutely.
Get the gig.
I mean, that's how you draw up a quarterback there, 6'5", 200 pounds like that from high school. Perfect.
Pretty good athlete.
3rd and 9. Already converted a 3rd and 8 on this drive. Burkhalter wants to go right side, fires to be well short of the first down. And
you say he's incomplete.
I think complete, but short.
Oh, he did complete it? Okay.
So we'll bring out the punt team here. And
you don't have many games, by the way.
You don't see the sideline route where you're that short of the. Yeah, was not complete. You're right, Big Lockett. Good eyes over there.
Yep.
Ernest Hill, the head coach of McGill, was making sure that
Well, the ref said incomplete, but they were spotting it up there.
Right.
That was weird.
Brady Phillips.
Look at this alignment.
Yeah, just checking to see if McGill's on their P's and Q's defensively, see if they're going to line up against that. And
Kendall,
they'll correct it now and do the regular punt formation.
Kendall White is back to return this, and he is a speedster. It's an end-over-end kick. And here, Ben Blackman saying he thought that hit off one of the McGill players, but
I saw a flag come in, but did he pick it up real quick?
he's going to wave it off.
Okay.
Well, Jim, I was telling Amanda, go ahead.
There's, see, Ernest Hill. Ernest Hill was a defensive coordinator over here at Spanish Fort. Now he's in his 3rd year at McGill. 22-4.
Outstanding football coach.
He is.
22-4, and if you're watching this maybe around the world anywhere on Stadium, that's 7A, biggest classification we have here in Alabama. So
big boy ball.
Dominant, yeah. McGill-Toolen went to 3 straight state championship appearances, won their first one in school history back in 2015, and he was the defensive coordinator on that team. Caleb Ross was the head coach, who's now moved on. He's at Prattville, Alabama now. And now we'll see Spencer Arsenault, 6'1", 170-pound junior. C.J. Evans will be in the backfield. They're going to want to get him the ball in a lot of different areas tonight. Arsenault, a quick pitch, and there's Evans, the senior.
Evans was a good player last year. This offensive line, 4 to the 5 up front, new, so we'll see how they are under the lights.
Boswell, Belcher, Manis, Mayhall, and Hines. And then you got Daphne, you got Mosley that Dan talked about, Grimes, Jordan Drake, and Evans in the backfield, and Arsenault is the quarterback. And boy, we're going to tell you a lot about this young man. He loves everything about football. The study, the preparation, the playing. This one off on the end around, out across the 45 out to the 46-yard line.
McGill fans got to love everything they like about everything they're seeing from the offensive line early. They're establishing the run, and this is exactly what Spanish Fort wanted to do and what McGill is doing right now.
We talked about the speedster here. This is Kendall White, and he didn't have to hurdle anybody there, but if he needs to, he could pull it off, Dan Brennan.
The state champion in 7A, 110 hurdles, and most hurdlers are
not 5'8".
No, they're guys that are already blessed with height 6'1" or beyond. Right. 5'8" state champion hurdler, Dick Lockett.
You can use that on the football field.
Yeah, they're going to use it.
That's KJ Henderson, linebacker for the Toros.
Yeah, he immediately went down and snatched his helmet off, but prayerfully it's nothing serious here either. Let's hope it's just a cramp. At least he's lifting his head up, responding to the trainer. Is he asking questions?
I was kidding with Amanda before the game about Ben Blackman, and we heard him shouting earlier to the referees. And I told Amanda, if you want to talk to Ben Blackman, catch him now, because during the game he'll be talking to the referees.
He'll be busy communicating to someone else, right?
Well, mostly to the referees, and Ben said, you got that right.
KJ Henderson, the junior linebacker.
At least he's sitting up and like he's in any agony at this point, so that's a blessing.
Well, that field is slick, and everything is just right for cramping as well, so we could have a couple of kids go down tonight. Already have.
Well, but the field being moist like it is right for you twisting little things and ligaments as well. Yep. So
he's on the right
kids
side.
Kids have got to be very careful with that.
Hard to tell, and you certainly don't want to
that right ankle, Jim.
Speculate there. We're looking at the.
Yeah, he's up, but he's certainly favoring that right one.
Yeah.
Don't want to put any unnecessary duress on it, so he must be ailing on that side of the body.
So he'll come off, and
let's hope he's okay, though.
McGill will set back up at first and 10 up on the 47 of their own.
Gosh, you just hate to see this first series of the ball game for the kid, but hopefully he's going to be okay and there's nothing very, very serious. Certainly sending prayers up for him.
All right.
Guys, I'm glad we're back between the lines and all the talking season can stop, as the Georgia coach says, and you can just talk about the plays happening in the game.
Yeah, just watch and observe and comment on what you actually see.
Exactly.
It's 1st and 10 again. McGill-Toolen quick out on the other side, and another first down up to around the 41-yard line. Is getting that out. Dallas Daffin, his first catch of the 2019 season. Here's the defense for the Toros. They lost a bunch. They were stingy last year as well. Babb's a returning starter, as is Carlos Johnson. Hickey, a new starter in the middle. Davis, we saw Henderson just hobble off there, along with Moore and Dawson Estes. Xavier Love in the secondary. He's a playmaker. Micah Gaffney back there. Wiggins starts at safety now, along with Trent Hayes. And trying to reverse field again this way is the speedster White, but ran out of room, and it'll be a loss on first down for the Yellow Jackets back to the 45-yard line.
Trey Wallace, who is on sports radio in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Originally from down here in Mobile. Watching right now on Stadium.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great to
checking in.
Great to hear. Welcome those folks watching up there. So 2nd and long, 12 here from McGill-Toolen. Spencer Arsenault. This McGill-Toolen team, they won a big 7-on-7 championship against 18 teams. And wow, I can't believe, I thought I heard a whistle, and there should have been a flag prior to that play starting to look like there was motion.
Yeah, he was either outsides or motion. I saw the same thing, Jim, but they let the play stand.
Saw a game in Winnipeg last night. You could do that in Winnipeg, but not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he was out quick.
Was it hockey or football in Winnipeg?
It was the Raiders game playing on the 80-yard field against the Packers.
The ice is already thawed?
Wow, so they did not throw a flag or blow a whistle on that one. So they pick up 7. It's 3rd and 5. Here now for the Yellow Jackets, and you can see Arsenault checking out of a play there. Dan Brennan. Dan will tell us a little bit more about that. Arsenault zips it over the middle. He's got a complete inside the 15, all the way down inside the 10. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets, Jordan Drake.
I saw Arsenault for a first year as a starter use his eyes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
To look off the safety and then find the guy streaking over the middle. This is a poised gamer.
Check to that play up at the line of scrimmage.
Check to the play himself. They give him an option, but Arsenault doesn't look at the sideline.
And Vic Lockett, he throws that ball to the middle of the field so that Mosley or Jordan Drake can keep it in stride and cut it into the end zone.
Guys, they're starting them out young with these quarterback camps, with these 7-on-7s. I'm not shocked these quarterbacks are so knowledgeable at this point in their careers, because they're just getting so much more football than back when I played.
And to go ahead and do it, though, right, on a Friday night?
Well,
national TV?
Yeah, but McGill, they're usually pretty good on execution.
They are.
Here it is, Arsenault with his first touchdown of the season. Jordan Drake, our pregame guest, before we kick this one off here tonight, puts the Yellow Jackets on top 7-0 halfway through quarter number 1. That's where we're at. Friday Night Rivals, presented by Alabama Power. And, of course, our title sponsor. Again, we welcome back Andy Citron Injury Attorneys. Glad to have them back, and all of our great sponsors that make high school football possible for yet another season here on UTV 44 and tonight across the world on Stadium.
Which is pretty cool.
Yep.
And I got to. There's Drake with the catch that made it all happen at the end. But how about the play or two before that? Drake, the same guy. These McGill receivers are fast enough. You don't have to give them a head start. Okay, they allowed that to happen. They got a big 7-yard gain and help keep a drive alive.
Yep.
McGill can make you pay. If you make a mistake or the referees make a mistake, they can make you pay.
What if we make a mistake? You think they'll make us pay?
Well, they can't touch us.
And what's the odds of that happening? Let's be honest.
Yeah, Jim and Dan, you guys are definitely 100%, and appreciate you guys holding me up here. Great run. Enjoying it.
You're 99, man.
If you're watching this and maybe don't know the history between Dan, Vic, and I, there's one NCAA national championship in football and 2 SEC titles between the three of us.
We'll proudly say that every time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know people wonder how many. Well, there's your answer. 3. Might be a trivia question. Now they get a pooch punt on the far side, and that ball is wide open. Knocked down.
And
McGill's got it. Wow, McGill's always been great in the special teams, and you don't see a miscue like that very often from Spanish Fort.
No man's land, right, Vic?
Yeah, he got it right there in that hole. And, Ernest Hill just does a good job over there with the execution. And it doesn't shock me. Early stealing a possession, as they like to say, right?
Yeah.
Stole a possession.
How about the kick by Michael Shine, too? I mean, that's a hard kick to pull off, to drop it like a Mickelson wedge.
Yeah, and that kickoff team was very aware. And, again, execution, never a big shock from McGill-Toolen.
So now Spanish Fort's defense put right back out there.
Let's see if they can hold up better against the McGill run game. That's going to be a big deal tonight.
Well, I tell you what, that last possession was a good run pass mix.
Yes.
At the 33. Fake it off. Looking to go up top again in a corner. And that was just overthrown.
Yeah, he had 2 receivers, just couldn't connect right there. But they were going for the juggler immediately.
How many times you see it, whether it's after a turnover or you get a kick like that and you go right for the score?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's trying to make sure those DBs got their head in the game, or they're still thinking on the sideline about Powerade.
I think it says a lot about 18 and this coaching staff's faith in the first-year starter. They believe enough in Arsenault to say, let's take a shot right here.
Well, it seems like Ernest Hill just goes, like I said, out in the grove and picks one of those quarterbacks off the tree and put him out there and let him play.
All right, 5 receivers set here on 2nd and 10.
They got a good grove.
They do.
Arsenault. Pressure from Johnson, throws it back across his body, hangs that one up, nearly intercepted. Wow, that's a young quarterback there throwing against his body. And
the kid watches a lot of film. After he watches this film, he'll never do that again.
Well, you know what, to be honest, I don't know if that was a play he was still trying to salvage.
Probably.
I'm not certain. So, we'd have to talk to the coaches and see what really went on there.
But he might not want to salvage that, roll the dice again. You're right, that may have been a setup, but at the same time, the pressure blew it up.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
You got Carlos Johnson chasing down on you there at his 300 pounds.
Yeah. Credit him there for disrupting things and making the pass go errant.
We'll get a timeout here. 6:03 remaining in the opening quarter. Big 3rd down coming up. Can the Toro defense hold, or will McGill-Toolen keep this drive going? Yellow Jackets on top 7-0 halfway through the first quarter. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Amanda Booz on the sideline. Jared Kihas and our whole crew here for UTV 44. David Sharper, statistician, on 3rd and 10. Now they'll bring Evans into the backfield. They love to get him in space. Arsenault give it to him with a cutback. And he falls down to about the 26-yard line, and 4th down coming up.
I was thinking this could be 2-down territory if they get it a little tighter, and I think it's going to be. I think McGill's going to go for it here. Evans on the draw, really nice job of making his cuts and then being physical at the end of that run and getting an extra 2 or 3 yards.
So they pick up 6.
Yeah.
Move it up to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to punt right here, so might as well. And unless you got a field goal kicker that can go that distance, not a really tough decision here to go for.
I don't think so. Evans made it.
Being up 7-0.
44-yarder here on a soft, slick field as well. 4th and 4, and we get a timeout. Dan will allow us to talk a little bit about Spencer Arsenault. We were talking with Matt Scott, the offensive coordinator for McGill-Toolen, and he said we put a lot on the young man. What a great shot there, looking at Spanish Fort. We'll come back to that. Other games last night, Florala with the win over St. Michael, 36-34. Thanks to our friends at Barrow Fine Furniture for bringing our out-of-town games. Baldwin County and Murphy tonight, 7A matchup. Daphne taking on Theodore. That's another 6A, 7A matchup. Theodore winning the region last year. Mary G at Robertsdale. Prattville, Caleb Ross, former head coach of McGill-Toolen, brings his team down to Foley, and Wetumpka and Fairhope, big matchup tonight. Again, another 6A, 7A matchup. Saraland and Andalusia. How about the Battle of Old Shell Road? St. Paul's and UMS taking place tonight, and a big party and game tonight up in 8 Mile. Viger and Blunt. The tailgating started last night, And they were loaded up this morning. A great scene out there. Satsuma and Gulf Shores, BC Rain and LaFleur. Washington County taking on Citronelle tonight as well. So
early report, Blunt's up 6-0.
And it's really a great scene up there. A great festive atmosphere. We were up there a couple of years ago to start the season.
I don't think we've ever seen anything quite like it.
Yep. And certainly condolences to the Viger team and family with the loss of that linebacker to an accident.
Very sad.
Certainly praying for that family.
All right, 4th and 4. Arsenal play fake, looking to go back through it. Able to get the completion, hauling it down and lumber it up the far side. Byron Millsap, the junior tight end, with a touchdown on 4th down. What a throw by Arsenault.
Wow, he really fitted in a window there because I thought that was going to be intercepted. But, again, credit Coach Hill and this quarterback here for executing that play.
Yeah, I'm glad this is going to be our view because from the side, it looked like it was not. Ooh, wow. There was a lot of traffic over there.
Mm-hmm. But he actually one-handed it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And Arsenault believed he could get it to his receiver in time, the tight end, and it worked.
And I think the Toro defenders were shocked that they didn't come away with the football.
Yep.
And picked that one off.
A lot of black shirts in the area, but.
So Shine, who had the great kick on that kickoff that the Yellow Jackets recovered, it's now 14-0 McGill.
Yeah, it's looking almost a repeat of last year, how things went. And they're trying to stun them here early.
5 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Friday Night Rivals. Our friends Andy Citron and Alabama Power bringing you this one here tonight. Friday Night Rivals here tonight on UTV 44 in Spanish Fort, Alabama, and everywhere else you're watching on Stadium. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Amanda Booz in the sideline. We welcome you in as Shine. It's this one deep this time, and Xavier Love trying to get about the 30. Boy, Spanish Fort needs to make a little something happen. Just get a little momentum going. That defense has been out there a ton here lately.
But you can't get 14 in one play. You know, they just need a solid drive, Vic Lockett.
Yeah, I agree. You know, Gills just made the plays in the crunch time. The touchdown was on the 3rd down. The second touchdown was on the 4th down. So they've made plays in the crunch situation.
The onside kick.
Exactly.
Here's how it shook out last year in 6A Spanish Fort. As we said, they lost the first game, but then won 11 in a row. Saraland 7-1. St. Paul's and Daphne Blunt. You see just everybody gets bunched up there. Then Baldwin County, who a lot of people expect make a playoff run this year. Robertsdale, Gulf Shores, and BC Rain. And the Toros this year, they've got to play at Daphne next week here on UTV 44. They've got a road game at St. Paul's, and they go to Blunt this year. Pitch to the near side, Johnny Morris, the sophomore, just across the 30. So we talk about 6A football, how tough it is in this part of the state, and now you got 3 or 4 big, rough, tough games on the road if you're Spanish Fort.
Yeah, you do. And just looking at those standings from last year, you think, what a good region that is. And watching McGill on the field, Vic Lockett, defensively, they look like the McGill team from last year, the year before that. They're just fit in the right places, and they play with a lot of discipline.
Particularly the guy we were spotlighting right there, Wells Keys, made 2 good plays.
Morris up the middle. Lunges to about the 37-yard line. We're at 3rd and 3 here for Spanish Fort.
The McGill defense coached by one of the best high school defensive players, performance-wise, that I've ever seen. Alex Page, who went on to a great career at South Alabama. He prepped at Prattville.
Xavier Mitchell came in there to make the stop for the Yellow Jackets.
You might beat McGill. It's going to be hard to trick them.
Yeah, they're always in the right place.
They seem to be.
Yeah. Travis McGowan split out up to the top of the screen. Chris Abrams drained the Ole Miss commit to the bottom. And again, they go up the middle. And that'll be a first down out across the 45 as Johnny Morris, again, just a sophomore, picks up 7.
I think that's where they've had some of their best fortune so far. Why is that?
Yeah, it looks like Spanish Fort's doing a good job on their hook blocks.
Crawford came over and made a nice block on that one. Banging ahead out toward midfield again is Morris. We see the tempo pick up a little bit on this drive from the Toros.
Yeah, Spanish Fort's got those guards moving around, and they're hooking and trapping and catching McGill with the angles.
flag. Not seen many flags.
Well, there's one down there.
Yep.
That's a good size offensive line too, to be that active and to ask them to not just maul people. They've got people 250 and north of that all over the field. Talking about Spanish Fort offense.
Let's get a listen. All right, we'll have to read lips. That's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It's McGill, so that'll be a first down, tacked down to the end of that run.
Some extracurricular activity going on there. It hurt the team, but I'm sure Coach Hill will address that.
I didn't see anything.
No,
at the end of that play.
Nothing jumped out, but something happened, and it might have been verbal.
Yeah, very well could have been it.
Caleb Purdy, who went out with the cramps in that first series, back in there at the slot now. Coulter comes to the near side. He's able to get to Abrams Drain. He's up to the 31-yard line.
Flag in the area of holding off. Let's see.
Back to the bubble screen.
Yep. Both these teams have wideouts that can turn those bubble screens into big plays. We've seen McGill do it in Spanish Fort. A lot of speed too. You
definitely want to get it in your playmakers' hands. In high school football, all it takes is one player that can make the plays, and you can live off that, take you deep into the playoffs. And you got a hands to the face on Spanish Fort, so the refs give and the refs take away.
Yeah, look, the lineman, offensive lineman for Spanish Fort, evidently, I assume a lineman went to the head as they were blocking that quick bubble screen, and the umpire caught it right in the middle of the field where you usually would see a holding call. It was on an infraction in the middle of the play, but it happened to be hands to the head.
Back to the 46-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. First and 20 for Burkhalter. Gives a good penetration there. That's Wells. Keaton, a senior linebacker, came in to stop Morris.
Yeah, I'm starting to get really impressed there with that number 7. He is very, very active, where he's supposed to be, and I like his spirit amongst his teammates. Looks like a pretty good football player so far, Dan.
Yeah, I agree with you, and he doesn't look, far different than many of the McGill players we've seen over the last 15 years.
A couple scores passed along. Theodore on top of Daphne, 13-7. We'll see Daphne in Spanish Fort next week here. Wetumpka leads Fairhope 10-7 right now down in beautiful Fairhope, Alabama. Burkhalter sets up, fires on the near side, and Abrams Drain has got it at the 40, maybe the 39-yard line.
Drain climbing the ladder. They're showing you why he's an Ole Miss commit, right?
Yep.
He is a spectacular player, and they can do a lot of things with him. Corey and Wilson over there.
When we hear the buzz about somebody when they're a sophomore, Vic and Jim and I, our antenna go up.
Yep.
And that's the way it was with Drain.
Yeah, we've been calling his name a few years.
Yes.
6'1", 180, and just great speed as well. It's now 3rd and 13 here. Burkhalter steps up in the pocket, wants to air this one out, looking to use that speed for Drain. Lots of contact and incomplete. Double team. Burkhalter with a really nice ball, and it looked like Drain had a chance to get it, and there was
no flag.
Banging at about the 5 into the end zone.
Drain, he seemed to create some separation at the end here. Now Burkhalter, he gets hit by a safety blitz.
Abrams Drain initiated a little of the contact there himself.
Got a safety in the corner converging. Maybe the safety bumped him a little bit down around the 5.
Yeah, Corey Wilson either made a good play or he hit it very well. I'd like to look at that a couple more times. Kind of thought he got his hand into his shoulder pads, but I could be wrong.
Brady Phillips to punt. Kendall White back deep.
It's all academic now.
Low kick. And that one,
wow. Not happy about that punt.
That did not go very far.
He kicked that one to Amanda. Let's see here on this.
The 23-yard line.
Yeah, he got his right hand there early. From the other angle, I think he really grabbed the shoulder pad as well.
And for those of you watching on Stadium, Vic, how long you been in the booth with us?
This will make the 10th year.
Yeah, that's the first time Vic Lockett has called a defensive player. That's the first time that's ever happened. So a historic night here on Stadium this week.
Yeah, well, we're going internationally. We got more eyes on me, so
hey,
can't hide it.
Some more scores to pass along. Blunt still on top by a score of 6-0 up an 8 Mile.
Well, I got an update 7-6 Blunt.
All right. Well,
Nelson Lockett now thinks he's a crack reporter.
Well, we love it. Baldwin County leads Murphy 7-0. C.J. Evans trying to turn the corner.
Wow.
Lost his wheel there, or he might have had a good cut there.
I agree with you. This little stretch play, Vic, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just get those linemen trying to push a little zone blocking and then let a talented back figure out where do I make my cut. He made his cut, but we've been talking about this from the get-go. It is a slick turf on the hill tonight.
Yeah, his track just didn't get any traction right there, or otherwise he'd be going north and south.
A lot of questions about the McGill offensive line coming into this game, but they performed well.
They look heavy on that left side, I can tell you that.
2nd and 7. Back off to Evans across the 30, maybe to the 31.
And opposite that left side, the right side, I'm starting to notice that they're cheating the guard out a little bit to give some spacing.
Yep.
And that back looks like he's looking for that hole every time he gets the football.
They got good backs.
Let's see if I guess McGill will just let this one run out. They're going to snap it here with 10 seconds left. I would be surprised. So no clock. Let us come to the end of the first quarter here. First game of the year. McGill-Toolen went to the state championship game 3 times in a row, and they're bouncing back after a 9-3 season last year. Early on tonight, they lead it by 2 scores after 1. Ready to start the second quarter. Andy Citron, Injury Attorneys, our title sponsor here, presenting sponsor Alabama Power. Thanks so much. 3rd and 3 here for the Yellow Jackets. Motion Arsenault zips it out to the far side. They will let that one off and complete to Dallas Daffin, and he's got the first down.
Seems like a little thing, Jim, but the word zip played everything. That was as big a part of that play as anything, Vic Lockett.
Yeah,
the way he got the ball out there and on time and on target.
Yeah, he gets it out there, and these receivers do the rest of the work.
Good blocking, too, by the receiver in motion.
15-yard pickup. Arsenault to Daffin. To the 44. Arsenault got pressure on him.
And tight coverage out there by Spanish Fort.
Incomplete. Arsenault played some last year after Sheldon Lehman got injured. Now with Memphis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Memphis came in and played some. Dallas Daffin, the wide receiver out there, he can come in and throw the football around if need be. Evans, a little stutter up to the 48-yard line. Trent Hayes made the stop there for the Toros.
Toros need to stone McGill on those runs, Jim. They need to do a better job of getting negative yards. Or plays will just put McGill in a bad shape down in distance, which they're kind of in right now.
3rd and 6. Empty the backfield. Put Evans out in the slot. Mosley hasn't touched the ball yet. Dan highlighted him. Tennessee commit. Arsenault throws off his back foot, just heaves that one up, and that was going to be almost intercepted over there.
I think he did come down and do it, didn't he?
Nope.
Incomplete, huh?
Close over there on the dropping back in coverage, Dawson Estes. And again, that's one of those ones on the film, Dan. It's tough to throw off your back foot like that, throwing it downfield. And
almost a spectacular play. By the way, again, it was Johnson, Carlos Johnson, applying the pressure.
Christian Muntz.
He is disruptive.
On to punt. Drain back. We'll watch this one. You know he's going to want to try and pick it up every chance he gets, and does at the 15. And steps out of bounds at the 21. And he's a little.
You committed to Ole Miss. You figure you can make something out of anything.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, he's subtly spectacular. Even on a 3-yard return, he kind of gets your attention.
He does.
Our trivia question brought to you by our Baldwin County State Farm agents. Anyways, so Ben Blackman, we talked about.
Oh. Hands to the face on the receiving team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 15-yard penalty.
Wow.
First down.
It's going to be half the distance all the way back. All right, our trivia. Ben Blackman, 27-2 here in his tenure at the Hill. Only 2 teams that have beaten the Toros at home. I see you thinking about that, Dan.
I am thinking about that.
I'll tell you about that in a second.
That what a trivia question is for?
Second half, yeah, you were.
Well, we know one of them.
We know. I think we do.
I think they're present.
I mean, the folks watching in Knoxville may not know one right now. Big Lockett. So Daphne has come back to tie up their game with Theodore, now 13-13. Prattville on top 15-0 over Foley. 14-7 now. Blunt leads Viger.
Did they mark that back 15 yards?
And
They haven't yet.
the penalty was against Spanish Ford, right?
Yeah, and he stepped out of bounds at the 21.
Probably be half the distance rather than.
All right, but they haven't marked anything.
No.
There's the readjustment.
There it goes. Saraland leads Andalusia 7-6 in the first quarter.
Saraland looks like they could be really good this year, huh?
St. James leads Bayside 3-0. And next week we'll see these Toros again. We'll be at Daphne.
Kenny King land, huh?
Big things expected out of the Trojans again. Burkhalter wants to float it down the near side, and what a catch on the sidelines. Just dropped it in the basket. And Abrams Drain hauls that one down and then has a little something to say to the DB on the way back as well.
Look at the
got
throw.
the matchup there with Jacob Huff, a linebacker, covering a receiver. So
Wow, the touch.
great job.
Pick up 17 on first down. The sheer
Nice rainbow pass.
Hogue, linebacker trying to get over there. Tough matchup. Burkhalter now wants to go over the middle of the field, and guess who? Abrams Drain to the 45, maybe the 46-yard line.
Or you get it to Drain on time, he's going to be trouble.
Something can happen each time this young man catch the football. He's showing you why he's the oldest commit. Good coverage there by the DB, but
Jacob Huff was on.
better play by the receiver.
Maybe a little push off there from Drain to get a little separation, Big Lockett.
He's a veteran.
They learn early, don't they?
Yeah, man.
So the Toros with back-to-back first down plays. Burkhalter right up the middle, and Morris straight all the way up the middle, and McGill thought he had gone down at midfield. Instead, he rumbles all the way up to the 36-yard line.
Now, in the essence of safety, he's down on top of a man, but we don't blow the whistle here. So I don't like that in any level of football.
His knee did not.
But he recognized that
he made the best
still
of it.
Yeah.
He knows the rule book.
Yep. Good for him.
But I think they need to blow that dead on all levels. If you're down on top of a player.
And again, there's the defensive player coming out to talk about a Patrol's proposed rule change.
Yeah, we need to cut that out. You know, that's where a kid can play through the whistle there and get hurt as well.
All right, so see Johnny Morris come over there to get a bit of a breather.
Yeah, he deserves it.
So Cass Taylor comes in, and he'll take this handoff, trying to get to the right edge, and he slipped down there after no gain.
That was Huff. Huff doing a really good job on the outside, on the edge.
Christian Burkhalter, that's the quarterback's junior brother, the tight end. He's 6'5", 225.
Getting a little scrappy out there.
Yeah.
Somebody's looking at the scoreboard and saying, hey, we're behind a little bit.
Now you kind of just got those jitters out of the way. Now you're just playing football, right?
Yep, yep. A little bit antsy, and you don't want to hear that coach at halftime as well.
Also, I think some relationships are developing out on the field. You may notice.
Or being renewed.
Or deteriorating one.
Yeah, right.
3rd and 7. Burkhalter steps up, wants to go over the middle, sliding down and unable to pull that one down was Abrams Drain.
Wow, I'll tell you what, he had him right there. Not necessarily for 6, but when Drain catches it, you never know, Vic.
Yeah, well, they would have moved the chains and set him up in good position.
Yes.
And I thought Drain was going to pull it off the top of his shoestrings there. I wouldn't have been surprised at all, given his skill set. But just not enough on it right there for Cole's put.
4th and 7 from the
go
33. Yeah, it'd be a 50-yard field goal. So
bad punt. You're down 14-0. Not a hard decision again.
See if McGill sits back or brings pressure.
Taylor.
They'll probably sit back and they can make a decision.
Running back in the backfield. Coming to the near side. Nearly picked off. And it is picked off up the near side. Stepping in front of the pass. All the way across the 50. Down the sidelines. Braden Turner, the sophomore, with a touchdown pick 6. Stepped in front of Abrams Drain and takes it all the way down the Toros sideline to build the McGill-Toolen lead.
We talked to Alex Page before the game, and his name came up. This kid is just a sophomore, and Alex said if he fulfills his potential, he's going to be something special. Well, he's fulfilling it tonight. Look at him break on the ball.
Stepped in front of Caleb Purdy there.
You won't see many sophomores do that and watch a block downfield.
Yeah. Well, my 10-year-old loves to say pick 6. And she's probably not watching, but she would have said pick 6. Jim.
Well, why isn't she watching, Vic Lockett?
Maybe it's past her bedtime.
What kind of a father are you?
Friday nights. Let her stay up a little bit, Lockett. Oh, wow. What a turn of events here. 4th and 7 and the pick 6 by Braden Turner.
Well, I tell you what, he will certainly preserve that highlight because if you're going to get a pick 6 like that on an out, on a Ole Miss committed receiver, you want to remember that one.
Yeah, and I think for Braden Turner, keep an eye on more highlights to come.
So Shine will come on for the PAT. And that one was tipped at the line and no good. So it's 20-0 with the defensive touchdown for McGill-Toolen. Spanish Fort was driving, but that McGill defense showing what they seem to show year after year. Stingy, and they go in for the score to build the lead to 20. Back here in Spanish Fort, Alabama. If you're watching this one somewhere on Stadium or your local fans watching our opening game of the 2019 season, McGill-Toolen 7A powerhouse taking on 6A power Spanish Fort, and right now it's 20-0. We were talking about this game last year opening. It's 20-13 midway through the third. Spanish Fort had the ball, fumble, and then all of a sudden the wheels fell off and ended up being a 28-point unanswered run by McGill-Toolen there. And now if you're Spanish Fort, you got to. That was a big. You were driving there, had a chance, and then it just you turn it over, and that's. Oof.
They got to go to the wheel shop a little earlier today. Spanish Fort, very solid team. McGill's just made big plays. Toros can get back into this one. They've got the talent.
And we'll start at the 20. We got a penalty flag out there. So you get a good look at Spanish Fort High School there on the home side. And lights on at the end. That's us. So Synovus has partnered with Feeding the Gulf Coast and Friday Night Rivals to raise awareness of the food insecurity that plagues 1 in 4 kids in South Alabama. Rival teams featured each week during Friday Night Rivals. They go ahead and they head up a drive for peanut butter and jelly at their schools, and the winning team get $250 for the team that collects the most. And we'll have that check presentation at halftime. Can we say who won between McGill and Spanish? Can we say?
I don't know.
Between McGill and Spanish Fort, McGill won. They like 459 pounds of peanut butter and jelly. Awesome, awesome things. Thanks for Synovus for being a part of Everybody Wins when we end childhood hunger. So that's really a cool thing.
4-0 in the game and 1-0 in the peanut butter and jelly contest.
So we'll
see if they're turning to 5-0, huh?
I think 5-0 now.
It is 5-0 now, yeah.
Going
trying to make it 6-0.
So boy, it's been a rough go for Spanish Fort. So another flag.
There's a good one going on. 7-6. St. Paul's leads UMS with 44 seconds to go in the first half. Thanks to your former classmate, Willis Wilcox, giving us that update here.
Getting 7 points against UMS, not that easy.
Woo.
They didn't give up much last year, all year.
So I was wondering if you guys noticed the pace of play is a little bit different with the new rule. The 40-second clock is being set after every play is over with. Will we get out of here a little earlier, or is it going to make any difference at all? We'll have to see, huh?
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed it making a difference thus far.
Not so far, and even there were times when Spanish Fort came out second drive and showed a little tempo on their own where they were kind of picking up the pace to try and throw the McGill defense off a little bit.
Yeah, go back to that kickoff penalty was on Spanish Fort, so another miscue that's kind of backed up deep here. It's a loss of 2 on first down there, so now 2nd and 12.
McGill's made big plays, and that's what Spanish Fort needs to do somewhere in this game. Take advantage of the skill of Drain and that great arm of Burkhalter. Make a big one. Make McGill pay.
But you gotta be careful down here, deep in your own end. And up the middle, and Cass Taylor staying in. Came in there on that last series.
Pushing ahead for a good positive drain for Spanish Fort.
That's where they've had some luck, right between the guards.
Taylor, a junior, 5'10", 175 pounds, and 3rd and 5. Can they go up tempo? Back to Taylor in the middle. You heard the pop on that one. He's going to be short of the first down with just under 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
They're going to have to punt that one, huh?
And I guess on this side of the field, the fan base thinking that was a rather conservative call, and it was, but you're not going to call a play if you don't think it's going to be successful.
Well, just like you said previously, that's where they've had their success between the tackles and the guards. So,
McGill tightened up on that one.
Yeah, they corrected that real quick.
Kendall White back deep to receive the punt from Brady Phillips.
Yeah, now you're punting to a sprinting champion who's
standing his own 44. Oh, wow, another not good punt to the near sideline, and that's going to go out of bounds at about the 35.
Well, that time Amanda did fair catch that one. It came right at her.
Good to get her back in the game.
Let's see where they mark this. It landed inbounds and bounced back. That's going to be about a 20, maybe a 20-yard punt.
Yeah, I'm shocked Spanish Fort didn't have a punter that really executing a little bit better. Or maybe it's the first night jitters.
Let's take a look at the rest of the games going on as we've got Pensacola Catholic taking on Mobile Christian, Georgiana and St. Luke's, A.L. Johnson and Fruitdale tonight, Patel and J.F. Shields, Flomanton and Opp, McIntosh and J.U. Blackshear, Pleasant Home taking on Alberta. Of course, Alberta, new high school past couple years down here. Southern Choctaw, W.S. Neal, Hillcrest Evergreen hosting Greenville, and tomorrow night, Davidson and Thompson. Rick Cawley, new head coach at Davidson, taking his team on the road to go up against former Spanish Fort head coach Mark Freeman. Of course, Thompson went to the state championship game last year, lost to Central Phoenix City. Jamie Dubose leading a team to a championship there.
When I sat down with Ernest Hill, the head coach of McGill, late last week, the conversation, two things stuck out to me, Jim and Vic. He really thought the strength of his team was their speed, and he really likes his coaching staff too. There's been some changes on the coaching staff, and he made it clear to me, not necessarily that they were needed, but sometimes those changes just naturally happen.
And you're talking about McGill?
Yeah, coaches move on.
Yeah, I heard something about Carl Jackson and Field Foss, being added to their staff or a part of their staff. And he heard that they're really some big contributors there.
And when you're a head coach and you come in and you inherit a staff, you were on the staff, you were the defensive coordinator, and then after a couple of years, you really want to get your fingerprints to be your guys on the staff.
And some of those moves might have been made by the coaches themselves, but he likes who he now has, and he really, again, emphasized to me, Dan, I think our strength is we've got really good speed. We've seen that tonight.
Yep.
And I seen Schamberger walking around here with a McGill shirt on, and he's a veteran around this area, good guy.
Public schools, coach. Rain.
Rick Scott, who came over last year, and after he retired.
There's a guy in Tuscaloosa that changes his coaching staff out on a regular basis, and it's cost him 2 football games in 2 years.
Wow. Wow.
So there may be something to that.
Y'all aren't too spoiled, are you, Big Locker?
Way too spoiled.
Braden McReynolds, the sophomore, coming in here for McGill.
That's the 3rd running back we've seen. So, again, this team, they're not afraid to play the young guys if they can play.
Arsenault gives this one Trey Betts. That's the senior.
Yeah, I like his acceleration.
Yep.
Once he sees that hole, he's busting through there.
I got news of the running backs. Betts is the fastest, so you create some room for him.
Well, it looks like he's got some speed.
Yeah, he got some jets.
He's got those skinny ankles,
175,
Jim Cox.
yes, and looks like a hurdler, but he's not the hurdler.
No,
White's the hurdler.
So you got these 3 running backs. You've got a great receiver. You've got a return man that is a hurdle champion. So, again, speed is what McGill has plenty of.
Arsenault here on first down. He's 6 of 10 for 100 yards through the air tonight, says David Sharp, our statistician.
Pressure.
Far side gets that one out. Trying out a little bubble screen. And goes back to Dallas Daffin. So UMS just takes the lead at the half as they nail a field goal. 41-yard field goal, so they now lead 9-7 at the half. Michael Leland now checking in from over around Old Shell Road, giving us the score on that one. Thank you, Michael, for watching.
Yeah, that young man, Dallas Daffin, I was just texting with his mother a few minutes ago. She's a fantastic lady, Tiffany, and you can see where he gets his
fantasticness from?
Yeah, his fantasticness from. Yeah, I like that, Jim. Yeah, announcer guy, he comes in handy, doesn't he?
We take it to another level up here.
Daffin at the bottom of the screen. Arsenault looks, fires over the middle on that one, just airman a little bit. He was trying to go to Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Dallas Daffin.
It might have been Johnson in there again. You know, Johnson, there's things going on in any football game where you never really get pressure against Johnson, but
I think he has that one if he
has time to throw it.
Yep.
Things that never show up in the box score. There's been some plays that have gone McGill's way, and that pressure play by Johnson right there. You won't read about it, but it may have kept McGill out of the end zone. Let's see.
3rd and 9. So again, this great field position coming after a poor Spanish 4 punt.
Well, they've scored on 3rd down and long and 4th down and long. Let's see what happens here.
Arsenault, far side, zings it out. Great pressure coverage over there to quickly turn that one away. As Xavier Love, the senior, he's known for speed, but he walloped a pop there.
He did. Boy, he really brought the wood right there as the ball gets caught. So that holds McGill short. So
cornerbacks, they're known for the big hitting, right, Big Lockett?
No.
Xavier Love showed it off there. He is a tough football player. We've watched him have his hands all over the football the past couple of years.
And he's played in several different positions, hasn't he?
All right, so we'll have Michael Shine on.
Michael Shine on to attempt the extra point.
27-yard attempt for the left-footed kicker. And we get a whistle.
Some kind of movement, either defensively or offensively.
He was 4th and 4, so let's see. If that's against Spanish Fort, that's going to be a free first down here for McGill-Toolen.
Let's get the verdict.
Prior to the snap, but offside.
Wow.
For the defense. For the penalty, it's a first down.
Just lining up.
You're talking
offside.
about being costly.
Whew.
It'll be 1st and goal for the Jackets.
It's gonna be tough now to bow your neck at this point for Spanish Fort defense because they just gave McGill an opportunity for a touchdown.
Sure did.
Defensive coordinator Tony Stoniker not going to be happy with that one.
He's a good one too.
Oof.
Stoniker usually, this team's ready to play.
He's a good one too. We like how he's looked so far here tonight. You see 8 of 12 for 106 yards.
Got good arm strength.
2 touchdowns. Give Evans with the cutback. And just shy of the goal line.
I tell you what, boy, that was an acute angle cut right there. Baby.
Blew out his shoe. Jumped right out of his shoe.
He did a Zion.
Yeah. And I like Coach Hill, expanding the skill set of Spencer Arsenault. He's taking the ball for the pistol. He's gotten under the center. So he's developing this kid.
McReynolds in the backfield. He was leaning, and now some discombobulation. They give it to Evans, and Evans trying to lunge ahead. And look at the second effort. 5'9", 175 would not be denied. And he's in for the touchdown, and McGill-Toolen has quieted the big crowd here in Spanish Fort.
Evans reminds me a little bit of a kid that Coach Hill knows very well. Watch this. This thing has got no chance right now because Evans can cut and Evans will fight. Brian Hill, Ernest's son, now Tuskegee, about the same size, but he was a 1,000 yard rusher for this McGill-Toolen team.
Remember him very well.
Evans, very similar.
I mean, that was 5-on-1 right there.
It was.
Shine will try the PAT, and he's got this one to make it 27-0. But you go back, it was the mistake.
Yep.
On the 4th and 4.
It costs now deadly.
Gave him a first down, and now McGill-Toolen on top 27-0 with 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 2 on Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by Andy Citron, injury attorney, and sent to us by Alabama Power as well. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, David Sharper, statistician, Amanda Booz in the sideline, Jared Keyhouse in the truck, and our entire crew looking over there at the McGill-Toolen fans. They are happy as traveled across the bay, and Hanson Heating and Air scoring summary there. 7 plays, just 34 yards after the short punt. Less than 3 minutes, and Evans with a touchdown. And Shine. Send this one back to the 12. Abrams Drain trying to set up a block, and he'll get out to the 23-yard line.
When you guys talk about special teams, I always take a look at the kickoff. I mean, these guys really stay in their lanes. I mean, you just don't know how tough that is to get that across to these young people because, you know, special teams is usually an afterthought, but you can tell for McGill, it's a forethought.
Yeah, for the really good teams, it is a forethought. And Drain, a guy as talented as him, you saw him slow down patiently trying to find that lane. And eventually, he ran out of time. There was no lane.
And you can just kind of feel and see the body language. It's the Spanish Fort. You got to get something going here, get to the half, try to make an adjustment. And Ben Blackman takes on Burkhalter this way, and that one just got away from him and was too far in front of Johnny Morris to pull it in. And
yeah, you'd like to see him lay out for that or something. Just a little bit more effort there. And nope, try to help the quarterback out a little bit, but on a bad night thus far. But it's the little things like that that could turn a football game around and, you know, incite the rest of your teammates.
2nd and 10. Now, almost a little juggle there, but it's Morris bursting ahead up to the 39-yard line. That's going to be good for a first down. You're right. That's what McGill has been a little susceptible to here in the first half.
Yep. He makes a quick move right there. These backs on both teams. Quick, decisive, and physical at the end of the run.
Yeah, they're finishers.
Yes, they are.
Pickup of 16 for Morris. Abrams Drain slips one tackle and steps out of bounds at about the 33 as there was nothing to do there. Braden Turner, the sophomore, had the pick six earlier, was there to force him out of bounds.
You know, by alignment and how it started to shape out there, I thought he was going to have a big play, but the pursuit and McGill just, you know, quickly corrected their mistake.
Yeah, McGill right up the middle, they've hurt him a little bit, but you try to go wide on them, they look like they've got 14 guys on the field.
Sure.
That's what I've noticed. They were everywhere.
I'll tell you what, Ernest Hill is good, but 14 guys out there, he's not that good.
Loss of 5 there on first down. Burkhalter looking to go over the middle, and he's able to get a complete run up at midfield. And that's going to be good for a first down for Abrams Drain. He picks up 16.
There's no quit in that young man. I'll tell you what, that was a zip. Good execution by Burkhalter, and Drain just finishes it.
Big wide receiver used his body well to keep that DB off him there, Vic Lockett.
Absolutely. He's using his court skills out here on the football field.
At the 49. Morris trying to get away from a ankle grab, but Liston Richardson was not going to let go of that skinny ankle, Vic Lockett.
And how about Burkhalter, too, coming back from that serious injury a year ago?
Just so happy to see him.
I am, too.
I mean, you don't want to waste that big 6'5" frame.
And it was a
especially if
injury.
you're tough as a football player.
Blew on his ACL, and it was a non-contact injury. Just was running toward the sideline.
Yep.
And
right in front of us.
There it went, yep. 2nd and 8, he'll roll to the near side. Whoops. Floats it, and that's going to be incomplete. So he was trying to find Purdy over there. And
glad to see Purdy back. He got
you can see Burkhalter's big arm, too, on the rollout there.
He's a very fluid athlete, really good arm. He's made some good throws tonight. And first of all, glad to see him back on the field for his senior year. No redshirting in high school.
3rd and 8 from the 49. I think you're 4-down territory for a lot of the way here if you get anything close to picking this one up. Burkhalter with pressure coming from the outside, fires, and he's able to get it complete, and he's got the first down up to the 37-yard line.
Burkhalter does a great job here. Even with the pressure bearing down on him, he gets a good, nice pass out to his receiver.
It's a great catch.
All you need is 1 foot in this level, and he did it.
It's a great catch by Johnny Morris out of the backfield there.
It was, and it was good improvising and a good throw with people in his face on a big down for Spanish Fort. They've got to stay away from the turnover. Maybe get a big play.
Morris to the left side stood up at the 35-yard line. Spanish Fort has all 3 of their timeouts as we approach a minute and a half to go.
Nice job by Asher Ho there to stick his face in there to make that tackle. Stop his progress.
John Michael Ladnier
assistant
there as well.
They will rotate him in and out on the defensive line. Alex Page really teaches those kids technique, and he trusts them all.
2nd and 8. Burkhalter, guess who he wants? In double coverage, Abrams Drain had it knocked away right at the goal line. That was Jaden Mosley, the junior, big lanky safety who swatted that one away at the last second.
Tough kid, too. Mosley is nobody to mess with back there. And sometimes kids show their toughness just in competing really hard. He's competing against a really great player right here, trying to make a play on the ball.
3rd and 8 coming up here for the Toros. Again, next week, watching us local. I mean, after this performance, I'm sure they're going to want to have us on Stadium every week live across the country. I can't imagine won't. But if
I'm going to go get my hair done.
If you're going to be with us locally here,
are you going to fire those stylists that's outside of the booth?
Spanish Fort and Daphne next week. They're down here. Burkhalter steps up and he's going to be dropped all the way back at the 43-yard line as Liston Richardson comes in to get the sack. Pocket just collapsed and Burkhalter had no chance there.
Now, when the pressure comes up the middle, right, Vic? You're duck soup.
Yeah, they got good push right up the middle, and they corralled him. Oh, what a great swim move there by Liston. I mean, he just made the center completely whiff doing that swim move. He had a free run to the quarterback.
He did. He got good feet for a kid that size.
He does.
So after that stop, then Ernest Hill takes his timeout. Stop the clock with 54 seconds left, because now you're thinking, whoa, there's a good chance to get the ball back here with just a little bit of time. Spanish Fort will have to kick to McGill to start the 3rd quarter as well.
Oh, that's not good news.
It's a matter of where will they get the ball back, and with the punting problem Spanish Fort's had tonight, and if they straighten them out and kick it directly to the high hurdle champion,
right,
you're taking your chances either way.
So you pick your poison, huh?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Theodore leads Daphne 20-14 at the half. Prattville 29-0 over Foley. 20-7. Blunt leads Viger at the half. 7-6 Baldwin County over Murphy. And now punt team coming on. Here's Brady Phillips.
Heads up, Amanda.
Standing back at his own 45-yard line.
Much better. Good job.
This one bounces out of bounds at about the 17. And I want to thank Andy Citron Injury Attorneys being here to bring us high school football on Friday night. Thanks to Andy and his entire team of injury attorneys. Back for another year of Friday Night Rivals here on UTV 44. Thanks, Andy. We appreciate what you do to let us bring these high school football games to all of our great fans here in South Alabama.
No matter the score, Andy wins.
That's
right.
Right. Big Lockett. Wow.
Lockett looking for a bonus on the check.
Nobody even gave him a card.
I never
to read
know
that
when I
off
may
of.
get a ticket. You know, I may need to call Andy.
I don't think he deals in speeding tickets.
McReynolds, the sophomore, out to the line of scrimmage, and let's see if McGill maybe now just backed up to their own 19. If they can let this run out and say, hey, let's just go in and take our 27-point lead. And
Yeah, but there's no need to do anything here, Jim.
If they give him a cheap one, they'll take it. And if it's probably gained, it'll be gained on a run play.
good look there at Spencer Arsenault, who's been impressive here tonight.
I'd say so.
Gives this one off. Trey Betts looking to turn the corner.
And it'll stop the clock with the first down or not.
Yep, looks like he got it right up there to the 30. Going to mark him just shy. It'll bring the second quarter to a close. What a first half by McGill-Toolen. 27-0. They came out, took the early lead, took advantage of some turnovers, and they played a great first half of football here. And they have the 27-point advantage as we get ready to hear from Coach Hill down on the field, and Amanda's with him. Amanda.
Coach Hill, now the Yellow Jackets are up 27 points. What has been the formula to your success this first half?
Well, you know, they're doing what Coach tells them to do. They stand on blocks. You know, they're running hard. We're catching the ball. Spencer throwing the ball well. You know, we got some breaks.
Now, what are you guys going to continue to do in the second half in order to get that W?
We're going to continue to run the game plan, and we get another big run, big pass. You know, we score great, but, you know, we got to continue to play defense, and we don't want to let up. We got to keep our foot on the throat.
All right, Coach Hill, thank you so much. Jim, back to you.
All right, thank you. Good job, Amanda and Ernest Hill and the Yellow Jackets on top 27-0 here at the half. We got lots of stuff coming up here at halftime. We got a check presentation. We're going to learn more about both of these schools. A busy halftime coming up right after this on Friday Night Rivals. 27-0 McGill with a lead over Spanish Fort. Andy Citron, Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by Alabama Power. And as we get ready to head it down to Amanda down on the sideline, she's got our first educator spotlight of the night from our friends at Coastal Alabama Community College. We're going to learn more about what's happening at Spanish Fort. Amanda.
That's right, Jim. Now I'm here with Maggie Haig, who is the school social worker, and she is also a sponsor of the Peer Helpers, and she's super excited to be here. Now talk to me about how it feels, the first game of the football season. How does it feel to be out here tonight?
It feels awesome. We're super excited about football season this year. The energy here is alive and real, and we're super pumped. Go Toros.
Go Toros, that's right. Now, we're here with some of your peer helpers, which is super exciting. So talk to me about the program, and I also want to talk to some of you guys, too, to tell me what you guys do here.
Yeah, so our mission at Spanish Fort is to be the good, show the way, and lend a hand. It's a group of awesome students that just want to make our school a better place by reaching out to students in need.
And that's awesome. Let's talk to some of the peer helpers. Now, how does it feel to be a peer helper here on campus?
Well, my favorite thing to do is meet new people and help make their day a little bit better.
Oh, that is nice. Now, what about you?
One of my favorite things is to do the new student breakfast, and we get to make really good friendships with all the people new to our school.
Now, Jim, I wish I had something like that back when I was in school. Thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Jim, back to you.
Well, yeah, Amanda, because you've been out of school so long, right? You know, compared to all of us up here in the booth. Thanks, Amanda, and again, really happy to have her on our sidelines here this year to join us all. We, of course, I know I get to be on Gulf Coast Today on occasion. You're there almost every week or every week, so thanks, Amanda. Hey, at the end of tonight's game, we are going to get to vote on our favorite duck. No, it was not the duck. We're going to get to vote on our player of the game, brought to you by Herc Rentals. Thanks for them for being a part of the game, and thanks for them helping us get set up here. And, you know, every week we'll vote on that player of the game. And we got a couple from McGill jumping right out at us, but I think they could go ahead and build the graphic and put Spencer Arsenault's name is one of our suggested players of the game, right?
Well, Arsenault has done about everything you could do as a first-year starting quarterback on a team in a very big game under the big lights and the added pressure, if he was even aware, on Stadium Network and the app, that this thing can be seen coast to coast. But with Arsenault, it looks like he's playing in the backyard. He's got a lot of confidence, and he should have confidence because the offensive line is playing very well, and those wide receivers and backs show speed and grit.
Yep, I would agree. So again, we'll have a player of the game, and we'll talk about it each and every week. Thanks to our friends at Herc Rentals, as they're one of the leading equipment rental suppliers. Over 275 locations in North America. So if you're watching this on Stadium, no matter where you're watching it, you got a Herc Rentals close to you. They work in places all along the Gulf Coast as well, dealing with all of our friends. And they big in commercial, industrial, manufacturing, infrastructure, wherever you want. Small hand tools, like Dan gets a lot of small hand tools on the weekends for those projects. Gets them from Herc Rentals.
Oh, yeah. Plus my small hands.
It's all right. We're going to take a time out here. It's halftime of Friday Night Rivals. 27-0 is our score. McGill-Toolen, 7A, looking to rebound. What Coach Ernest Hill said 9-3 wasn't acceptable last year. Well, they're off to a great start so far here tonight. And just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, rain shower pops up here on our location here at Spanish Fort. Amanda's down on the sideline, and we're up here dry in the booth, but she's going to talk to our friends at Alabama Power. Again, a big part of high school football this year. We thank them for being here. And Amanda, tell us more.
That is true. We are here with Alabama Power with Beth Thomas, who is plays a huge role with the football games here. And we're super excited to be here. You see we're getting rained on a little bit, but that's good luck. I hear that's good luck.
Very good luck. Rain is great luck, yes. And we're wishing good luck to all the teams tonight. Absolutely.
We really are. Now, all I see in the stands is community. A lot of people out here, a lot of parents out here. How important is it for local footballers and the whole school?
Well, it's very important for people to give support. You know, high school football is so important to all our communities. A lot of young athletes have been practicing and preparing for this season, particularly for tonight as the season kicks off. And bands as they're playing tonight, and we're wishing them all a safe and productive season.
Now, we are super excited to have you as one of our sponsors for Friday Night Rivals. We would like to know, what are you most excited about seeing this football season?
Well, we're excited about seeing all the young people excel. We're excited about seeing them be safe. And we're excited about seeing the community come out and support these young people this season.
Now, we talk about support. Now, Alabama Power supports all of us, gives us power here. So are you guys doing anything? Is anything cool happening with Alabama Power right now?
Well, obviously we're in the middle of storm season, hurricane season. We hope everyone has their plan. We hope they're ready. Absolutely. We hope people are prepared for storm season, particularly as we get into the height of that season. We also hope that people are working to save and save energy right now in these hot summer months, and we have a lot of great tips on our website and on our social media that can help people prepare and be ready for that.
Well, Beth, thank you so much. We really support. We appreciate your support, and I'm glad that you're here supporting me in this rain, Jim. You see, we're getting some rain showers. It's good luck, though.
Yeah, and it's actually the air conditioning's been it's been a little extra cool in the booth tonight, Amanda. So we're struggling with that, just like you are. I mean, we're all dealing with different things here tonight. So it's halftime here, 27-0. McGill-Toolen has the lead. I don't know if everybody realizes this, but they do play high school football other places in the country besides just here on the Gulf Coast. And our friends at Sinclair Broadcasting going to give us a look back at last year, some of the greatest plays that took place all throughout the country on Friday Night Rivals. Let's take a look.
Denny has dialed up a game plan that has worked.
What a hit, and it's picked off. A tip drill interception. And that's going to the end zone for Brock McChesney. Just as you were talking about, the defensive game plan.
Still early stages of this fourth quarter. And there goes Combs, breaking away down the seam. He's to the 20. Combs takes it in. 54 yards.
Nursing it is about to punt it away to Cabrera.
And that is blocked. And it is scooped up and taken down to the 11-yard line.
Let's take a good look at it, see who got this.
And
right up the middle.
It was held. I believe it was Topher Wilson. Here, Blakely gets the snap. He goes up the middle. I don't know. Hey, how about the Durango D?
That is a big goal line stand right there.
Outstanding work. You talk about getting in there, sacrificing your body. How about the quarterback on offense, Cade Renshaw, with the submarine shot, really blew that play up.
You saw some of the plays from last year, and you also saw somebody doing a John Gruden, and heard somebody doing like a John Gruden, impression there. So it is halftime here. We've got Amanda Busy. She's going to tell us more about all the great things going on at McGill-Toolen. Oh, did Bill Griffin bring you an umbrella? Did he bring you an umbrella?
Oh,
he's a good guy.
That intro that you gave me right here. So I am with Bill Griffin, who just recently celebrated 30 years with the school system, 8 years as the athletic director with McGill-Toolen. Now, how excited are you here to be here tonight? 27 points. How does that feel?
Well, I didn't expect we'd be 27 up right now, but we'll take it.
I'm sure you will. Now, is there anything that you were excited about seeing in that first half?
I thought our speed looked really good, especially on the field that's gotten a lot of rain lately. I think we look really fast, and I think that we look in very good condition.
And you know what else is looking good? I hear that you guys have a lot of great things going on at your school, including scholarships. So let's talk about what McGill-Toolen has for their students right now going on.
Well, our graduating class last year was 247 students, and they were offered $18.5 million in scholarships. 31 of those were athletes that are now playing on the next level. I just got word today that we had 65 AP scholars now that they've graded all the AP tests. So that's doing well. We graduated 6 Eagle Scouts last year. We sent 3 to the military academies, and 2 of our young men went in the seminary to become priests.
Wow, a lot of accolades happening at McGill-Toolen, and you guys are actually getting another accolade, and I want you to stay put because I have some folks from Synovus Bank that I'm going to bring on in the shot here because we are going to be talking about the PB&J Blitz.
Peanut butter jelly time.
The peanut butter jelly time. All right, we're here with John Hicks, who is representing Synovus Bank. John, how does it feel to be out here? Come in the shit. Come under the umbrella. Come on, Stephen. All right, we have John and Stephen both representing Synovus Bank. Now, how does it feel to be out here for a great cause? You guys are a part of the food bank movement that they have going on at the schools, and you guys are help sponsoring that. How does it feel?
Right. Well, we're excited. We're in multiple markets doing the same challenge. It's a PB&J Synovus Bank challenge, and 2 great schools here competing on the field, but also competing for a good cause for children in our area. So with Feeding the Gulf Coast Food Bank, it's the word is it's been a success this week.
All right. Yes, they are fighting to help stop hunger in our area. So let's know, who is the winner? Who is the winner tonight who raised the most PB&J?
My understanding is that McGill-Toolen actually raised 450 pounds of food this week.
Nice. Now, for those back at home, 450 pounds of PB&J will feed 500 individuals here along the Gulf Coast, and they also have a plaque that John has as well. So we're really excited to be presenting this, and we have Bill here to collect the check on their behalf. How does that feel?
Oh, it's great. The fact that 500 people benefited from this makes it all worth it. Our kids, our faculty, each they were bringing in stuff. Would have liked to have gotten a lot more, but we're proud of what we did.
It's exciting. Now, I want to remind everybody at home that they're going to be doing this each week when we present these checks to each school. And at the end, there will be a large check, all right? So thank you guys so much. Jim, back to you.
Great job there, Amanda. And Bill, stay with Amanda. She needs that umbrella the rest of the I like Bill, the old coach in him. We could have done better. Yeah. 500 pounds. We could have done better. I love it. Thanks to Synovus for being a big part of that. What a great initiative. Peanut butter and jelly. And also thanks to Coastal Alabama Community College for being our educator spotlight. Halftime here, McGill-Toolen on top 27-0. We'll come back, get you ready for the start of quarter number 3 on a suddenly rainy Friday night here at Spanish Fort. Suddenly became rainy. That's not our halftime score. It's 27-0. McGill-Toolen with the lead, and they came out here, and they've been impressive since the opening kickoff. Dan Brennan Vic Lockett, Jim Cox here as we get ready for this one to start in the second half. McGill's, they brought it here tonight, Danny.
Yeah, Coach Hill didn't tell me much when I sat down for 45 minutes, but he told me the truth. They're fast, and they're disciplined, and you could see it tonight.
Yeah, and start to finish in that first half, they look great, Vic.
Yeah, and then, the defense is standing up very well and doing what they need to hold Spanish Fort down.
Arsenault, we saw him with that quick pass there, able to get the touchdown to get things going in the first half, and that put them on top. And then, how about the pick six, 62 yards here for the sophomore defense. Braden Turner, stepped right in front of Caleb Purdy. That was a big drive, thwarting pick six. And then C.J. Evans, 1 against 5, goes in for the score. And that put McGill on top 27-0. That's where we are, and got our opening kickoff here that I think we may have had a little late onside kick that Spanish Fort was able to recover. You see the first half stats, all McGill-Toolen, but Spanish Fort trying to get a little something going to start things off here in quarter number 3, and McGill stole one on a kick they recovered, and now Spanish Fort has done the same thing.
Yeah. I wish we would have seen it.
We were busy.
Yeah, well.
Sometimes duty call.
Yeah, sometimes they hold the game up till the halftime's over.
So it was pouring down rain all halftime here, and now it's just stopped. And
that's Mobile for you.
So Spanish Fort,
or Baldwin County,
has it now. Burkholder rolling out with pressure. Roland flings it, and it's almost intercepted, as that was Xavier Mitchell. So Mitchell couldn't hold on to that one.
Well, they need something good, and they need it quick. Now, they got the onside kick, evidently. Our backs were turned at the time, but they got to make something happen here offensively to just give them a little jet fuel to continue on.
Got it at the 45. McGill, Burkhalter out of the backfield, tipped up and incomplete, as Johnny Morris couldn't hold on to that one.
Tell you what, Huff, his dad played at McGill back in the 90s. He is a competitive, pesky guy, outside linebacker.
Yeah, was a starter last year for this team.
Yeah, got enough size for high school, 6'1", 180, but he's disruptive with his leverage and his attitude, Vic.
Yeah, and that's what they're looking for.
3rd and 10. Here now for the Toros.
Go all out.
Morris goes in motion, wet ball, and Burkhalter does a good job to fall on top of that. That could have been more disastrous, as Richardson was right in there.
Yeah, it looks like it didn't get all the way to him up to his chest, and he just had to bend down to try to recollect it, and he was lucky to gather that back in.
Richardson was right there, Tim. You're right. And so Spanish Fort not able to cash in on good fortune to start the half.
Winston Young was also there, and so maybe they can at least flip the field position. The punt here, and Kendall White back to receive it. Had pressure on and a high. Again, a short kick, and White stays with it. And Amanda was busy there at halftime, but she also had a chance to catch up with Ben Blackman. What did he say as he brought us Toros back onto the field, Amanda?
All right, Jim. Well, Ben just said there's a lot of mistakes on the field. He wants the team to eliminate the mistakes, and they're getting way too many penalties. And regarding the 2 injuries that we seen earlier in the game, one was due to hydration, the other was due to a knee injury. No word yet on whether or not the knee injury is going to be for the whole entire season. Jim, back to you.
We're praying that it is not extensive and not anything serious. So hopefully that young man will be okay and be able to compete next week.
All right, so Spencer Arsenault brings out the Yellow Jackets back to start this drive. Waylon McReynolds rolls out to the 25-yard line.
Now, we talked about the footing being bad prior to the game with just the rain through the week. Now we're going to really see it be a factor after the deluge we went through for halftime.
Yeah. That was a South Alabama shower, as we've learned to known to get.
Always let the windows up in the car, even on a sunshiny day.
I carry my umbrella everywhere, all the time.
And your top's on the weather there, too.
Keep it
Dan
on.
had the radar out just as soon as it said, yep, there it is.
2nd and 7. Back to about the 25-no gain there. Bring up 3rd down. Here is sophomore McReynolds. There with the carry again.
All 3 of those backs have looked good.
Yep, I would agree.
Betts is the one, the senior. Maybe he's got a little more speed, but all 3 of them got a lot of fight.
Give him a couple on that pickups. 3rd and 5. Arsenault, he's got big tight end Millsap, who's got a touchdown here tonight. Sneaks out of the backfield. Arsenault looking up the far sideline and just overthrew that one a little bit as he was trying to get to Jordan Drake, who also has a touchdown reception here tonight on the first drive of the game.
And Drake completely one-on-one, so he had what he wanted. And Arsenault, a smart quarterback, and he really looks over that defense. He's given a lot of leniency by this offensive staff at McGill-Toolen, like, you figure it out, kid. And he does figure it out. Good ball, just a little overshot.
Yeah, and I'd like to credit that defender there. He was right with him, Xavier Love. He was not fooled with the head fake.
See if the special teams play can help get Spanish Fort back in this game here as they got a chance now to get some great field position. And Abrams drain, not a good punt at all. And McGill will down that one 30. That's going to be, wow, that's only going to be an 11-yard punt. Actually, we'll give him 15 yards. Going to make it up at the 45. Here's Spanish Fort. Nothing easy there tonight. 7-8 McGill-Toolen, and they're at Daphne. We'll have that game for you here next week. Look at that, 3 weeks in a row on the road. They go over to Moss Point, Mississippi, then down to Robertsdale and BC Rain. They get an open date, and then real tough part of that schedule in the second half as you go to St. Paul's, Baldwin County, Blunt. You see them 2 out of 3 weeks there on the road, and then you're home for Gulf Shores and home for Saraland, which is always a big game to close out the season in the region standings. Nice pickup of 5 on first down.
Spanish Fort front, they're showing out there. They got some push that time and had the defenders on skates.
The best thing they could do right now, this side of a big play, would just really be able to, if they can establish that run between the guards that they had earlier, and just give McGill something to ponder a little bit.
Sure. Yes, just keep chopping wood to get back in this game.
Great field position. They run it a little bit here. They can get 6.
Burkhalter with pressure coming, feels it now. He's going to pull it down, and he's got some room to scamper on the right side as he's across the 30, and then smartly steps out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, he shows that knee is A-okay there, but then also cautiously says, I'll exit right here and make that business decision.
You're right. He
12-yard pickup for Burkhalter.
He used the repaired knee, and then he used the brain.
Yeah, he
got
did.
Out of bounds, and I'm not going to get hit again on the sideline like happened last year.
Hey, I want to play this whole season.
Yep.
To the 27, first down here for the Toros. Now, a lot of football left to be played in this one here, but Spanish Fort's got to get something going offensively. And here trying to bounce it to the outside is Johnny Morris. And Morris inside the 20, inside the 15, down to the 12-yard line, making the 17-yard line out of bounds. Picks up 10.
We thought it was going to be a big play there, but Corin Wilson there, that corner, knows he's got containment there, and he was able to get his head out there on the outside to stop him from heading to the end zone.
And that's Morris who's down. That looks like just another cramp. It's easy to say just another cramp when it's not your cramp.
Yeah, right. Because we know it's temporary, but
Jim, I'm going to tell you, cramp is the most painful thing I've ever experienced.
I've had a cramp in my life, Big Lock.
Thank
I do
God.
realize that. But I'm just saying, it's easy to say when, and this one was right back in the back of his, like the hamstring area. You could see they were working on that.
Which is one of the largest muscles in your body, and they are terrible. They are terrible.
For some reason, it's one of the smallest in my body, but the man upstairs made me special.
They continue to work on Johnny Morris over there and get him to hopefully be feeling better and back in the backfield.
Ben's going to talk hydration after this game for sure, right? Just make sure everybody does everything they can to not allow. I mean, it can happen. It's going to happen, but you don't want to see it happen in these numbers.
Yeah, and today is not the day.
I promise you that'll be the last thing you talk about is cramps if it stays the way it is here.
Well, he's going to bring it up. Don't take yourself out of the game.
See, as you look at.
If that's all my coach says about it after we lose, boy, I'm in good shape.
Yeah, they've got a lot of things to address.
Well, judging from the first half, and I'm sure, they will address that. Coach Blackman is a well-respected coach, and he's been a part of creating this dynasty over here. And, it wouldn't shock me for them to really make a huge comeback in this football game.
Me neither.
Some other scores pass along 20-20 in the third quarter between Daphne and Theodore.
Wow.
16-10. Wetumpka leads Fairhope. That in the third quarter as well. 26-7. Blunt leading Viger. Pensacola Catholic leads Mobile Christian 13-10 at the half. Still 9-7. As we see, Norris gets up. Still 9-7. UMS with the lead over St. Paul's. Saraland 14-6 over Andalusia. Gulf Shores leading Satsuma 17-7. Mary G all over Robertsdale 28-0 in the fourth quarter. Still 7-6. Baldwin County and Murphy battling tonight at Ladd. St. James leads Bayside 10-0.
6-8-1-9-2-7.
And now we'll get back to action.
We're glad this young man was able to get up.
Now look at Abrams. Drain comes in at quarterback.
Give him a new look, huh?
He's going to keep it. Headline.
Doesn't need much of a crack, and he's down inside the 5. Touchdown, Toros. 17 yards. Abrams Drain, the Ole Miss commit. Boy, he just needed a fraction of an opening there that he was in.
Well, I mean, they gave it to him there, and he just took advantage of it. And then I thought he was going to get tackled, but the effort just kind of went down right there. Looked like they said, all right, it's Drain with the football. He's supposed to score, let him score.
Yeah, Wilson tried to kind of pull him down from up top.
Yeah, Wilson was being engaged a little bit, so he never really got any leverage, and Drain ran right through him.
Yep.
Tough to bring him down up high. You got to get him low at 6'1", 180 when he's rumbling like that. And Floyd has got it. It's 27-7 now. And Spanish Fort with their first touchdown of the season and cut the lead to 20 here. Just 4 minutes gone by into the second half. And we'll take a timeout, come back. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Amanda Booz down on the sideline, David Sharper, statistician, Jared Kihas in the truck, and our amazing crew here starting the 2019 high school football season. Friday night rivals, Andy Citron, injury attorneys, and Alabama Power tonight's broadcast. And thanks to Bobby Toach, our general manager at UTV 44, wiping off the windows here for us so we could get a good look out of the rainy press box.
And we're breaking in Amanda really good with a rain shower.
Yeah.
My 10 years here, I don't think I've ever done a rain game. So Amanda, she's not used to it, but she should be since she's from South Florida.
Yeah. Say, Vic, at 10 or 15 games a year for 10 years, it's probably rained on a Friday night we've been on TV. I was just going to say, I'm guessing there's been one.
I can't remember one.
Okay. Jackson Floyd sees this one down deep to the 8. Kendall White makes one man miss, trying to come to the near side of the field. There's a flag thrown back at the 25. You can see the speed and also the shiftiness there for White, but this one's going to come back. The flag's back at the 26. So back them back down to about the 16-yard line after that infraction.
I said McGill was holding on the play.
See, that's so awful when that back return man makes that sharp cut to reverse.
Yep. Everybody's got a different angle now on the block.
Yep.
Holding on the receiving team. The 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
We always like when Sean Kelly calls our games here. Always does a good. He and his crew do a good job every Friday night.
He does. Good to see Sean before the game, too. First game for everybody, you know.
Yep. So now you're Spanish Fort say, all right, hey, team, come on, get another stop like we did on that opening drive here. And for McGill,
Get a score, and it's a different ball game.
Exactly.
McGill may be a little
Different
cautious.
mindset, different attitude.
They could be cautious offensively, starting at their own 15, not wanting to invite disaster. We'll see how much they trust Arsenault.
Start to think it's too early to think about the blocked extra point. Could that extra point come into play somewhere down here?
You look like a prophet for bringing it up now. If it happens.
No downside to throwing that out right now. Arsenault quickly gets that one off at the 20 and out across the 25. It's out of the backfield. McReynolds with the catch.
I think Arsenault's got good chemistry with these guys. That's the back out of the backfield. But one of the reasons is he kind of puts it on point.
Yeah, he's just running that simple slant.
Yeah, very accurate.
See it all year with the Crimson Tide. They took a page from it.
Good for a first down.
He came out in that trips to the top of the screen. Heavy pass formation.
Keep an eye on number 2, Betts. Try to do something wide with him, jet sweep or a quick screen, but he's the guy that probably has as much speed as nearly anybody on the team.
Arsenault gives it again off to the sophomore. McReynolds stays on his feet, puts a hand down, but coaches will love that effort when they watch the film
for sure
later on tonight.
Especially on a wet track. That is some agility if I've ever seen it. Right there, bang. Keeps his footing. Still picks up positive yardage.
Babs finished him off to knock him out of bounds. Picked up 7. Arsenault goes right back, and McReynolds will have a first down up to the 40.
Spanish Fort might have to sell out a little bit up front, but if they do, that speed of McGill could really get them.
Feast or famine if you do.
Yeah, and with McGill, at this point of the game, if they're able to really establish that run up front, they've pretty much done a more than decent job all evening long. It's just going to eat clock, get first downs, and leave Spanish Fort that much more demoralized. So they've got to stop the run, slow it down.
I agree, 100%.
Arsenault puts it right back, and McReynolds drops the shoulder. 5'9", 160-pound sophomore picks up 18 on that carry.
Yeah. Ernest Hill is looking, at things and saying, there's no need to put the ball in peril. Hey, let's just hand it off. If they're going to let us hand it off and pick up 18 yards, 5 or 10 yards, we'll take it.
Good blocking, but a real good cutback by that young guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
6:06 to go here in the third quarter. We'll get a timeout. 27-7 McGill-Toolen on top, and timeout on the field. Soggy night here in Spanish Fort for Friday Night Rivals. To you by Andy Citron Injury Lawyers and presented by our friends at Alabama Power. We'll go back to Trey Betts. Betts to the 40, then was pushed back. He was trying to turn the corner there, and then the Spanish Fort defense able to step up and drive him back a bit.
Yeah, they did a great job there containing and not giving him that edge that he's used to getting on the previous plays. And when he cut it up, the inside was inside out to tackle him. So they're going to make McGill have to do something different. They continue to perform like that and stopping the run.
Davis made the stop, but he's a little banged up, as you saw him limping. And there's second down and 7. Arsenault steps up in the pocket, and he's going to slip away all the way back to the 50. He'll finally be brought down as he had broken free, but he couldn't get away from Dawson Estes the second time, and that's going to be a big loss all the way back to the 50.
Great effort by Spanish Fort defense here. No quit in them. Keep going after the quarterback until we get him out on the ground, and that'll end the play.
Babs was the first one in there, and then Estes finished him off, so a loss of 11. So we'll get a timeout with 4:48.
Yep, both teams will probably get over there to the coaches, and there's an opposite message on both sides. McGill coaches are saying, hey, look, don't let them back in the game. Continue to execute. Play the play that we call. And Spanish Fort is probably saying something totally different. Hey, you're still in the football game. Keep playing hard. Execute. Go for the football. See if you can get some turnovers.
3rd and 18 coming up here. You can't let them convert that if you're in Spanish Fort. Friday Night Rivals brought to you by Greer's. Since 1916 and always a part of high school football. Also thanks to Craneworks. Hanson Heating and Air.
Yeah, I like those guys. I spent enough money with them.
I like all of them, Vic. Now the quick pitch. C.J. Evans can get bottled up there. Should bring out a punt situation here.
Can't be in South Alabama without some air conditioning. Hanson is answering my calls.
No doubt.
Well, you could be without air conditioning, but just not very long.
You can try it out as an experiment.
Not really recommended. And Abrams Drain step back toward the 10 as Christian Muntz on to punt. Good high kick. Drain will take it at the 11. And he'll get dropped right there. Good coverage as that was Byron Millsap down. Able to make the tackle there. So we talked about Ben Backman being 27-2 heading into his 5th season here at home. The two teams that have beat him.
McGill-Toolen.
One's present, I would say.
Yeah, it's McGill-Toolen and
Blunt.
Close.
Opelika, the 3rd round of the playoffs, the brother matchup.
They were in the same state as Blunt. That's why I said close.
We were here. We were here for that one. That was the Blackman Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Remember meeting the whole family, the whole Blackman family, mom and dad out at the middle of the field. That was a great moment for us.
Yeah, that was cool.
There's Ben Blackman, the head coach of the Toros. Both Ben Blackman and Ernest Hill on the other side were the head coach at Greenville as well. Burkhalter comes to the near side and well defended as Corian Wilson was over there, and then some pushing there at the end.
Corian did a great job there, just reading that play. He was hoping he was going to be a tip drill, but now the receiver caught the football, and then he just comes up there and put his helmet on.
McGowan with the reception. So Jacob Huff, Dan talked about him, and then you see at the end of it, Wilson was saying, I took it away, but they said the whistle had already blown.
Yep. Good whistle.
Now Abrams Drain. He's going to keep it. Trying to bounce to the outside to get away from Huff, and steps out of bounds with Wilson there.
Gordon did a good job staying at home, maintaining that containment as the last resort, being that cornerback. Don't let anybody get outside of you.
That kid is such a special playmaker. Special teams, offense. You can just do anything you need him out on the football field.
Well, you're down 20 to a really good team, but you have him. You feel like you got a fighter's chance because
big play.
Yep, he can be a big play, and that's why you're snapping it to him right here.
Cass Taylor running back with him. Abrams Drain going to keep that one and get sealed off on the far side as Wells Keaton, who's really played well at linebacker tonight for McGill-Toolen, came up to make the stop, and Hogue also there to help out. And that good punt by McGill-Toolen that pinned the Toros back, and they're going to go 3 and out here deep in their own end.
Yeah, they're going to get the football in pretty good position.
Got Kendall White back there, and Toros have had some trouble on the punting side.
First things, you got to protect the punter.
Punting from his goal line. There's a good, better kick here. Up high, and still going to be great field position at the 43-yard line of the Toros.
Yeah, anytime you can start your offense on your side of the 50, you're in good shape.
Here's what McGill-Toolen has got there. Look at that first 3. They won't play a home game until September 28th, as they've got go to Ladd next week. Then they got the off week, and then a matchup with Davidson, new coach Rick Hawley over there, and then Mary G, and they get a pickup game there against Inland Florida. Then Foley, Theodore, Bryant, Baker, and Fairhope. And a lot of people, of course, looking at that Theodore matchup, look at that Fairhope matchup that trying to.
I would say don't sleep on Baker or Fairhope if you mention them. But yeah,
Arsenault fires that one off, and he's able to get that one complete. Kendall White, the speedster, all the way down to the 7 before he's wrestled down. First and goal, Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, they're still passing it, Dan, and they're afraid that Spanish Fort could sneak back on us, so they don't want to take their foot off the gas. It's third quarter, so I don't blame them.
Put a couple of hurdles in front of him, he would have scored.
36-yard on the toss.
They go empty here, trips to the top. Another pass.
Fires out. Oh, that was nearly picked off.
Could have been deadly.
I think that was Jacob Davis over there, and he had nothing but soggy wet grass in front of him.
Well, we talked about the zip that Arsenault has on the ball too, and that might have saved him right there because it was a fastball.
And Davis had read his keys and was stepping up there trying to. He'll see that one when he closes eyes tonight and puts his head on the pillow, huh, Vic Lockett?
Absolutely. I wish he had that one back, as Coach Stallings would say.
30 years from now, you might be thinking about that one.
Well, sure.
Second and goal.
You don't get gifts like that often.
Arsenault hands it off to Evans. Good penetration that time. Carlos Johnson in there along with Ethan Hickey. Johnson going to South Alabama. He and Hickey there to thwart that one. Third and goal coming up.
CJ Jr. says, I'm going to get my name called at some point here tonight.
The cutback.
Ooh. That cutback's been good to him most of the night, but
it was bad to him there. Bad news at the end of that cutback.
He might be seeing that one when he puts his head on the pillow tonight as well.
Yeah, he might.
For a different reason.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, McGill scored on 3rd and 4th downs. Let's see right here.
3rd and goal. McReynolds in the backfield with Evans. Arsenault fakes the handoff, looking to go over the top, and it's incomplete off the hands of Dallas Daffin.
Almost got it there. Just didn't get two hands on it. So Ernest got a decision to make right here.
Brady Wiggins, good job on the coverage there against Daffin.
Looks like he's going to send the kicker out. Slant play. Thought it was there.
Yeah, I could
good
be wrong.
Defense there.
It was good defense, and I think there was really one option on that route. He was looking at one guy only. They
Dallas
opened to suck the linebacker in, so he had a little space to throw it, and he got it out there in a hurry.
But I tell you what, let's credit the defense there because that guy really stayed right with him, got his hand there, and was agitating him, so causing Dallas to miss that one. A rare miss by Dallas.
24-yard attempt. You can see the Jumbotron at the top of the screen.
I mean, these are high school kids, man.
And Shine puts that one through, and it's now 30-7. Hey, speaking of kickers, do you want to say we watched a great kicker for 5 years here. Matt Quinn was an 8th grader, was kicking for this Spanish Fort team. Was
winning games.
Yep, was a great kicker and a great weapon all year. He's up at UAB right now. Of course, Tyler Johnston, former great quarterback here at Spanish Fort, starting quarterback up there as well.
You put him in a competition, he's going to win the job.
Tiddlywinks.
Yeah.
Football.
A lot of people didn't think he was going to, after the devastating injury he had his junior year, and there was a lot of talk that he's going to go up to UAB, but
our Metal Roofing Center and Supply raised the roof cam.
There you go.
Could have used a roof here at halftime.
Yeah, we could have.
I mean,
we got Jumbotron, so that's probably coming later in the budget.
We had local dignitaries coming for shelter in here when it was raining in the booth.
Yeah, well,
we should have been selling tickets. Lockett, you should have been selling tickets at the door.
Well, when it's the boss, I want my ticket signed, so I won't fool with that.
If we had a retractable roof, there'd be a toll every time it opened and closed, so we don't need that. Ernest Hill.
The ever so over-animated Ernest Hill. He is just, his heart rate doesn't change. No. He stays calm.
Not from what we can see.
Nope. He's really done a great job since coming over from Spanish Fort as a defensive coordinator. Was defensive coordinator on the state championship team at McGill. Now the head coach. That one picked up on the hop at the 30.
There was just absolutely nowhere for him to go. You see all those lanes just covered?
Amazing.
Yeah.
So consistent.
Yeah. I guess Ernest Hill may be the head coach that coaches the special teams.
Well, whoever coaches the special teams at McGill has got those kids on point. And of course, you got to give Hill credit for the whole team. I mean, he's the head guy. He's employing this entire coaching staff. They've got a good one. And
people think just because he inherits a good program. No, I've seen programs get inherited by new coaches and they flop.
Yep.
So you got to put the work in.
They're not flopping on Catherine Street right now.
He's got them clicking on all cylinders, look like tonight.
From the 30. Burkholder back in at quarterback.
They had to replace a few guys in the defensive backfield from McGill, but they look just fine back there.
Yeah, he went back in that orchard and picked another one out of the tree, didn't he? Another 3 or 4.
Yeah, yes, he did.
How about UMS came up with an interception. Greener Brinson returns at 65 yards. His second defensive touchdown of the night. UMS now leading St. Paul's by a score of 18-9. The Battle of Old Shell Road, 18-7. I'm mistaken, that'll bring us to the end of the quarter. Here, 30-7 is our score. McGill-Toolen has the lead. Friday night rivals, we're here on the hill, and the road team on top by 23. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Amanda Booz on the sideline. David Sharp, our statistician. Jared Kihas leading our great crew here tonight at Spanish Fort as we're ready to start quarter number 4. The Toros in need of a rally, and this one dropped Christian Burkholder, trying to catch that one from his brother Jackson. Couldn't hold on to that one.
Yeah, he just tried to run before he caught it. Just a matter of execution right there. Catch football, then turn upfield. Oh, another injury. Let's hope this one's not serious either.
It's more like an arm than upper body, maybe a shoulder. I think that's Dylan Peterson. That is. That's the center.
Well, it all starts with him. I love to hear coaches say that about the center. Let's pray this young man is okay, and this isn't too serious either.
He had a terrible injury last year, kept him off the field, and he's a 4.3 student too.
Wow.
Classroom. Well, we just had too many black shirts go down tonight, Jim. It's been hard to watch.
Brazil Patrick, we saw him leave the game early and did not return, and he's one of their starting wide receivers, and now Peterson.
Well, when you just consider how hard these kids work, and especially a young guy who's coming off an injury, and Dylan Peterson loves to play football, so
now they'll probably move Jack Myers. He's the right guard. They'll move him over to center.
Someone's down there getting some reps right now and warm up.
Yeah, that was Myers, and so then you'll have to. So now it's going to create 2 holes on the offensive line because you'll have to have him slide over to center and then have to get a new right guard in there also. But
bigger issue is the young guy on the field right now, and well, Amanda, of course, on the sidelines, and maybe eventually we'll get injury updates from her. This is good to see. Oh, man, good.
Good to see him get up on his own power.
Yeah, it's been good to see
in that arm, though.
All these kids get up. It's been good to see all of them get up. But they're injured to, various levels. Nice when they are able to.
Yeah, you like to see him walk off at least.
But that arm is hurt.
It is live bullets out there, and you could be rolled off for sure, as we have unfortunately seen on occasion.
So coming back from a injury last year.
Up for him now.
These kids work hard.
Yeah.
And they're not just numbers. They're young people in under those helmets, and they give a lot of effort to be out on that field. When it gets taken away like that, it's tough.
Deshaun Dobson will come in, and Myers at center, but Burkholder.
Yeah, that's a result of change of center right there. Snap was a little bit low, and Burkholder in his back pedal.
Yeah, Burkhalter right there. Let it be known I needed a little higher. I think he was kind of, no, he wasn't really backpedaling. He was kind of low. But Burkhalter, in his mind, was already thinking of what he wanted to accomplish with the play.
Yeah.
And that was a third down play, so it's just a waste. Now at a very manageable third down. Now back deep in their territory, just no choice but to punt it away.
Carson peaked the long snapper. Brady Phillips back on to punt again.
All right. I'll go. There he is. Come on, Matt. Come on now.
So did the clock run out or time?
Where is he?
Where he took a timeout. Spanish Fort decided to take a timeout to maybe not had enough men on the field or something.
That's exactly what I was thinking there.
The injury may have played a role in that.
Yeah.
Friday Night Rivals brought to you by Metal Roofing Center and Supply, bring us our Raise the Roof cam every week. Barrow Fine Furniture presenting our other games. Kurt Reynolds, Pro Solutions. So the punt team on. Brady Phillips punting. Look at Kendall Whiteback. His own 45. Pressure coming.
Oof. Good job by the punter to get that out of there.
Wow, got a great punt off as well. All the way down to the 33-yard line.
So McGill will get the football here with 10 minutes left in the game to probably try to run a lot more, huh, Dan?
I would say why not.
Pac-Man the clock.
Yeah, and you know, at some point the Spanish Fort defense, you know, they're only human too, and if you can lean on them a little bit more, this McGill team replacing 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen, but by watching tonight, you would not really know it.
You don't think it had any effect tonight?
No. Coach Walker's been brought in. He's the offensive line coach. He told me before the game, well, I'm not really a tactician, but I bring some experience, and I think basically he's one of those coaches that can communicate well and inspire these kids to play as hard as they can, and this is the result tonight.
Yeah, probably underselling himself a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Wanting to make sure that credit stays on the kids. C.J. Evans.
There you go. Stop him right there.
Hickey was the first one there along with Carlos Johnson.
Give him in that cutback.
Johnson's going to stay home. His plan right now, go play at South Alabama. Also see McGill not in any real hurry to get that play in. Now Vic Lockett just going to let the play clock
soak that clock down, huh?
Yep. So we're inside 10 minutes and play clock at 10. Arsenault's got McReynolds in the backfield with him. Fakes it to him. Arsenault wanting to air it out up the far right side and going up to pull it down. First touch of the night for Jordan Mosley. Going to Tennessee, and he's going for a first down there.
Tell you what, Ernest isn't taking his foot off the gas. I mean, he is putting it up, ISO in that corner over there with that backside receiver and saying, hey, my athlete versus your athlete. Let's see what happens.
30-yard pickup as he goes up over the 2-year starter, Michael Gaffney, to come down with that one.
And that's what it was right there. I'm with Vic. That was athlete on athlete. Let's see what happens. And in that case, it goes to McGill and an exceptional athlete in Jordan Mosley.
Well, that's been the way this night is going for McGill. Things have just gone their way.
McReynolds stays on his feet. Boy, he's just a sophomore.
Looks good spinning through that hole, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's had some holes, and he's reacted to them quickly. Not got a lot of size, but he's not done growing either. He'll thicken up.
He's still a puppy.
Fairhope has rallied to take a 24-22 lead over Wetumpka now in the fourth quarter.
Coach Carter does a good job down there, doesn't he?
Sure does. Blunt 32-7 over Viger. And we'll see Fairhope on week 4 as they'll be traveling to Theodore to take on the Bobcats. And ball knocked loose. And Reynolds able to fall back on it.
Well, did that not typify the night right there?
Yeah. I mean, the ball has bounced McGill away time and time again. And, they can't, they've created their own luck.
No doubt.
So, you can't say anything about it. Disparagingly, in terms of McGill. They have came out, they've executed, and they've executed. Played good defense, played good special teams, and play good offense.
UMS Wright, I believe it's now 26 in a row. They beat St. Paul's tonight 18-13.
Wow.
Two-time back-to-back state champions with a win tonight against their rivals up Old Shell Road. Reynolds stays on his feet, goes down with a hand, and goes in for the touchdown.
Wow. I tell you what. Big Charles Mayhall, he was trying to get Charles to make a decision on his block, that right guard.
Looks like that.
Mayhall stayed with it and cleared it up. But we got a flag on it.
Yeah, I think it's coming back. The 21-yard touchdown is going to be wiped out as a... No, I think they said that one's going to go in Spanish Fort. No, it's not going to be a hold. I think it's a face mask.
But I tell you what, I'm still going to call Charles Mayhall's name there because he did a great job over there staying with his block. If you watch him here over here to the right. Yeah, he's trying to get him to make a decision, and he did it.
Oh, yeah, there was the face mask right there. So,
well, the big guys up front, they've earned it.
They have.
Putting their hands up, signaling touchdown because they've been a big part.
They paved the way, didn't they?
Yeah, they have.
It's a big question, I think, for both of these teams on the offensive line. That was going to be kind of a question.
Well, one's got answers and one's questions continue.
Yep.
Of course, again, it's a little, as we Shine come on. It's the reason Spanish Fort coach just loves to play McGill is he feels this is what you're going to see later on the playoffs, playing upper classification, this type of team. 37-7 all Yellow Jackets with 7.5 to go. Friday Night Rivals, week 1 of the season here. We'll be with you the next 10 Friday nights after tonight, bringing in great games thanks to our friends Andy Citron Injury Attorneys. And that face mask kickoff marked off here on the face mask penalty marked off on the kickoff. So kicking from the other side of. Now when you get to kick in plus territory, is that a good thing too, Vic?
That is a great thing for the scoring team for sure.
Send that one
and as in high school, anytime it goes in the end zone,
that's it.
Dead play. So you don't have to run the risk of them running it back.
So our Scholastic athletes for
timely there, Big Charles Mayhall.
Like he knew we were just getting ready to talk about it for more than just football. National Honor Society. He's also a student tutor. And 4.24 grade point average.
Why did they have student tutors back in my day?
Would it have helped? Would it have really helped?
I don't know, but I'm not going to forgive them that quickly.
Well, I'm going to get my resume over to Charles. He'll be a boss someday.
Dylan Peterson, 4.3 GPA, 33 on the ACT, French National Honor Society Interact Club. He's going to Auburn to major in Danzel, major of biomedical sciences.
Yes.
Then he's going to go to medical school and he's going to become a doctor in dermatology. So a super
good job by both those athletes.
Super scholastic.
Oh, that is not good there.
Because he's not in the game, this is going to be they blew the whistle before. They're going to say it's down right outside the goal line. He blew the whistle, but because Dylan Peterson's not in there, the center, you're seeing this here, and so.
Well, it stopped the drive, last drive, and now it's created this.
Well, no chance.
It's Burkhalter.
It stands at, 6'6"?
So, not sure why the whistle blew the whistle, and now they're converged. Sean Kelly and his crew are talking about this one.
Right after the snap that was low, Burkhalter
Well, he overcompensated probably.
Yeah, well, he talked to the center right away, was making a motion like, you got to get it up here. Well,
he got it way up there. And imagine getting it over a 6'5" quarterback.
Let's listen to Sean Kelly, what he's got to say.
Check this out.
Got it. Inadvertent whistle on the play. The ball was loose when the whistle was blown, so they'll take the ball where it was at, marked at the 1.
Wow, so Spanish Fort will get to keep the football, right?
On an errant whistle.
Or are they saying that, well, now it looks like, yeah.
I mean,
on an inadvertent whistle. And you know what? But
but possession was by McGill at the end, correct?
Well, but the whistle,
the ball was still loose.
Whistle, the ball was nobody's going back
at the
to the
1 yard
offense.
line. So,
Okay, I thought they blew the whistle when McGill possessed it.
No, that was it.
That was the problem.
And hey, Sean Kelly, hey, that happens.
First game for them as well, huh?
Inadvertent whistle, and so now they're moving the ball.
No, I don't think they. Well, I mean, they're just basically saying that play didn't happen, and I don't agree with that.
Well, let's see.
Because what would you do? The ball was at the 1, but nobody had possession of it.
Wow.
While the ball was loose, no one had possession of it while the ball was loose. They have chosen to replay it.
So someone has a choice?
Yeah, who would? The redo.
No.
It's a redo.
Yeah. Well, in a game like this, it doesn't matter very much. But can you imagine in a game that's
close,
more tightly contested? That'd be a big play.
That would be terrible.
Taylor, all right, so we were just talking about Dylan Peterson. Let's get an update on his situation from Amanda Booz. Amanda.
That's right, Jim. So, we just had Dylan go down, who is one of our Scholastic Athletes of the Week, and unfortunately, he had a hyperextended elbow. Now, during his sophomore year, he actually had an ACL injury. His legs are strong, and then, unfortunately, this just recently happened. So we're sending prayers and hoping that Dylan recovers soon. Jim, back to you.
Thanks. Good work. Amanda.
You hate to hear that.
Yeah, and you could see the emotion on his face, and I don't think it had anything to do with the pain. I think he was just so upset that he's not going to be out there playing right now.
That's what I recognize.
Yep.
These guys just give so much, and especially a young guy coming back from after being hurt, it means so much to them. And he knows that there's something pretty much wrong with that elbow.
Right.
And what's it going to cost him? We'll have to wait and see.
Burkhalter goes up to get that one down. Gives it ahead to the 35-yard line, first down.
Yeah, good acceleration by that back. I mean, he hit it right up in there where the linebacker vacated. Got some good positive yardage and kicked the sticks for a first down.
Zachariah Hickson in the game now, getting his first touch. There, as you look at Jackson Burkhalter. Again, if you're a Spanish Fort fan or a high school football fan, you look back at Spanish Fort lost this game big last year in a different fashion and then ran off 11 wins in a row before falling in the quarterfinals to Wetumpka. So don't get too down on your Toros, but also I think if you're a McGill-Toolen fan, you've got to love so much of what you've seen here tonight.
Yeah, they've had some breaks, but they mostly made their breaks. Their offensive line, a question coming in to some. There were others that were maybe a little more informed. Were like, no, we're going to be okay.
Right.
And you can see they are going to be okay. They had to replace some people in their defensive secondary. That back four has played well tonight. We were told they have great speed. That was not a big old lie. That's true. And that's really going to be probably a defining part of what McGill does offensively is going to be using that speed.
All right, we'll get a heat timeout halfway through the fourth. 37-7, McGill-Toolen on top of the Toros. See, our score there is we got 5:42 to go in this one. So you got McGill-Toolen taking on Murphy next week, one of the biggest and oldest rivals in the state of Alabama. And Murphy with a big win tonight, knocking off Baldwin County. So that sets up a great matchup. Just so much history between those two schools.
That was always a lot of fun. This year at Ladd Peoples, right?
Yep, in week 2 of the season. Burkhalter.
Well, historically, that was an end of the season game.
Yep. Zachariah Hickson.
Another bomb-house first down for the Toros.
Up to the 45-yard line. Wetumpka has come back. They lead Fairhope now 28-24. Theodore 35-21 over Daphne in the fourth. Burkhalter wants to go up top, looking for Abrams. Drain in traffic, and it's broken up. You know, Abrams Drain has not had a lot of freedom back there. He's been double teamed all night long.
I was just going to say that. If you haven't seen it, the receivers you've had a chance to see one-on-one, getting a chance. Drain's not been one of them, I don't think, all night. McGill has had a corner and a safety on him the entire evening. They've been physical, and so far, no flags.
Well, I can imagine they had a circle around Drain since July. We stop this guy, we can stop half their offense.
And they have.
2nd and 10 for the Toros, and they bring Taylor back in. Taylor up to the 40, bring up 3rd and 5.
Taylor's still running hard.
I like the 3 running backs, like we've seen out of all 3 from Spanish Fort as well.
I agree.
And you know, coaches Vic talk about it so often. The biggest improvement they see so many times is between week 1 and week 2.
Absolutely.
We're going to get a chance to see
learn
that.
A lot about yourself.
As Christian Burkhalter, the tight end, limped off on that one.
Wow.
His brother Jackson, there you look on as the senior quarterback. As we approach 4 minutes to go. 3rd and 5. Burkhalter rolling out. Looking, fires, and Abrams Drain able to find a little spot there in the 30, and good pass from Burkhalter to convert there to pick up the first down.
Yeah, I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of highlights of O'Drain this year. Tonight's not been a good team win for him, but I tell you what, when they get it to him or get the ball in his hand, he's been spectacular.
Yeah, he's had some highlight plays. He got out of the pocket there and threw a rope to the far sideline. Of course, it helps when Drain's on the other side.
No doubt. You might get a pass from me.
1st and 10, and now the pressure. He just throws that one away, and there's no receiver.
Is he in the tackle box, or it doesn't matter?
Yeah, he was there. I think they're going to throw the flag there. They've got to throw. Yeah, it was intentional grounding.
Yeah, he was trying to get rid of it to save the yardage, but
and save himself as well, because he had nothing but orange and white surrounding him there.
And I think McGill had a all-out blitz on, and the linebackers were able to redirect even on the bootleg.
Yellow Jackets with a lot of clean jerseys out there, but they're playing about the same.
Yep.
On the offense, it's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It also carries a loss of down. 2nd down.
I do believe McGill-Toolen is the smallest high school in 7A. Being a private school, of course, you get the added mathematics that you have to deal with.
Right.
And just enrollment-wise, nowhere near some of the behemoth 7A schools around the state in terms of enrollment.
2nd and 29. Penetration. There's Dan, so we're seeing some substitutions on the McGill side, and that was Lou Rice came in to make the stop.
Yeah, Lou wants to get his name called. He's running that dog blitz over there, caught him from the backside.
Saw that.
Quick Spanish Fort and 3rd and Highway 98.
Low snap, Burkhalter over the middle, and that one's overthrown and almost intercepted. But
yeah, that got away from him there.
Yeah, but boy, when the snap is low like that, and
throws everything off.
Exactly, and again, you lose your starting center to an injury, and it's.
We've seen that before.
Yep.
We've seen that for years. When especially when you're in the shotgun, you lose that center. It can really be a disaster for the offense. And unfortunately for Spanish Fort, they were in such a hole when the injury to Peterson happened.
The disaster comes with catastrophe.
Yes, it does. Now you're just hoping that Peterson's going to be okay.
Yeah, sending up prayers for he and his family for sure.
Motion penalty here against the Toros before that one got snapped with 3 minutes to go.
Prior to the snaps. Legal procedure. Movement. On the kicking team. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Punt this one again.
Well, the execution just continues to dwindle here with Spanish Fort. So they've got, tell you what, Coach Blackman has got plenty of talking points. It won't be hard to get their attention this week in practice. Got a good punt off. McGill's going to get it deep in their territory. Now, again, I would imagine for sure they're just going to try to eat this clock away and get out of this thing healthy.
So
at this juncture, you certainly don't want to see any more injuries happen.
So with 2:47 to go, and we'll see some more substitutions coming out here on the McGill side as
well, you
Freddie
see
Davis.
Coach Hill there smiling inside.
No, that's his big outward smile. Freddie Davis will come in.
Yeah, he's cracking up right now.
Backup quarterback. He'll give this one off, and we'll see.
Well, he knows, you don't come into this environment against this team and do them the way that they're done. And I mean in a streak, too.
And
2
he
or 3
knows.
years, so it gives him a good gauge of where his team is.
He was part of state championships on this staff of Spanish Fort.
So he's well aware,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So Gary and Betts comes in to get the carry there. Senior running back for the Yellow Jackets. As we approach 2 minutes left here. Bit of a high snap. They give it back off to Betts, and he'll get to about the 30, and they'll keep the clock running.
Something really cool happened at the pep rally today, by the way. I'll let you get to that.
Fusacklers, want to thank them for providing food for our crew here. You can pick up your party tray of 100 or a sack of 20. Grab a sack for a party. Get ready for the game. Of course, football, starting high school football on the side here. College football this weekend. NFL.
Well, I ate a
couple weeks
flock of
away.
strips there, before I came up here myself, and they were quite good.
Third.
Shocked.
And 7 here.
Yeah.
Davis, just a sophomore, 6'1", 180-pound, good-looking sophomore for the Yellow Jackets with 4th down. Coming up here as we approach a minute to go, and they'll probably let this clock run down, and then maybe take a timeout and punt. What happened at the pep rally today, Dan?
Pep rally today, Terry Ankerson texted me, and he's a proud granddaddy because Terry played at McGill many, many years ago. He's a longtime executive with Regions Bank since retired, but super guy. So many people in
Fantastic
town
guy.
know him, right?
Yep.
And at the pep rally today, his grandson, who's a sophomore at McGill, was able to wear Terry's actual jersey from 57 years ago. Not the number, the actual jersey.
How about that?
And he said he was pretty proud of that moment.
I bet Terry still puts that on Friday nights when McGill is playing.
He might.
I know Terry.
He might.
He has it on watching the game on TV right now.
Yeah, he's probably got it on watching the game.
Pretty cool.
So they
And his wife, I know her too. Great lady. I know she knocked him in times.
She's knocked him in the head about a bunch of stuff.
Christian Muntz on here to punt with. Oh, snap, got it down, and now he's going to try to rugby style run it away, and he's going to get dropped by the Toros there. He had no chance with the pressure coming. And so.
Well, I tell you what, Spanish Fort's in position now to make the box score look a little different.
Yep.
I'm going to say better, but different.
That's right.
More of our great friends who bring us high school football every Friday night here on QTV 44. Coastal Alabama Community College bringing our educators spotlight. They love to show all the good things going on at each of our schools every Friday night. Synovus, man, so great. Peanut butter and jelly blitz, really, really great. Over 500 meals going to be served up from just what McGill-Toolen brought this week. And Spanish Fort brought a bunch as well. And Fusacklers once again feeding our crew here. They got here early to get things set up to start our football coverage for the 2019 season. Toros will bring Carter Stanford on at quarterback, and he gives it off to Chico Hickson.
Chico was going north to south looking for a touchdown. No quit in him.
Let's see if Ben Blackman another play.
He's going to take a timeout, save the clock, and see if they can get in that end zone.
Well, you say, okay, so why would you do that? Well, you got a backup quarterback in that you might need him in this situation at some point later on in the year when it matter.
Yep.
So, there's nobody's.
Well, he's not pouring any salt in any wounds.
No,
not
at all.
He's just trying to get better for the year, and it's a long season.
It's a long season.
Twists and turns, and you don't know where it's going to turn or twist.
Any rep you get in a live game
is better than practice.
Oh, absolutely.
And they haven't had a lot of opportunities down inside the 5-yard line all night, so understandable.
I'll tell you what, it's been great to get back to football and get back to talking about things between the lines and get away from all the other noise that's out there. And I'm excited to be back. Good to see you guys. Hope y'all all had a great summer and ready to have your fall fun.
Yeah,
we're having it.
All those summer weekends, Dan and I just wait. Maybe this will be the weekend lock at Texas to come over and have dinner. Nada.
Well, Jim, it's kind of hard to catch you, brother, because I'm not going to come out in that Gulf too far where you're at.
You got in a pontoon last year.
And I was in the inner waters.
Intercoastal.
Yeah, there you go.
Stanford gives it back off to Hickson, and the McGill defense comes up and thwarts that one, and that'll be it. Ben Blackman won't take another timeout. He said, all right, that's had enough. We'll get out of here. So hats off to McGill-Toolen as they make it now 6-0 all time against Spanish Fort, and a great victory here on the road. A tough place to come and win. And Ernest Hill and the McGill-Toolen Yellow Jackets start off the year in fine fashion, and now they get into 7A football next week when they take on Murphy.
Vic talking about things that haven't even happened yet, but you look at the prognosticators, even a chance to talk to some people, professional people down on the field before the game. Nobody said 37-7 McGill, right? So this was in many regards considered kind of on paper as a toss-up. McGill had a solid plan, and McGill had solid play across the board.
Yeah, and they're proving why they're one of the few that's in 7A. Spanish Fort is in 6A, and you would suspect the 7A team to beat the 6A team, and that's what happened tonight. They're visiting them, but I wouldn't say that I thought it was going to be a margin like this, but McGill's just a bit better than Spanish Fort. Spanish Fort is certainly no slouch by any means.
Yeah, there'll be lots of growth from both teams here, but that's why they love to play this game. And McGill, what an impressive start for the Yellow Jackets, though. That's a great win for them, 37-7, and I like the way Arsenault played. I like this decision making.
I like the offensive line.
Yep.
But tenacity of the back. Tenacity. The team is a tenacious team. Period.
Sure.
All right, let's go down to Amanda. She's got Coach Hill.
All right, Coach Hill. Congratulations, you guys won the first game of the season. How important was it for you guys to win victory tonight?
Well, it's not the point that we won, that that these guys did what the coaches asked them to do. And they came to compete, and that's all we ask them to do every day, each game, to compete. And they was, like I said, they was tired of competing against themselves. They was ready for somebody else, and luckily it was Spanish Fort. I'm very proud of them.
Yes, two strong teams. Competing is definitely what you guys did. Now, the scoreboard looked very similar to what it did last year. You guys were 48-12 last year, 37-7 this year. What did you guys change this summer, or was it kind of the same formula for you guys to win?
Well, the good thing about the offense, these guys been in that system for 2 years. So, they learn every day, and they knew exactly what to do. And on defense, we just still do what we do on that. It was next man up, and these guys just do a good job from week to week.
All right, Coach Hill, thank you so much, and congrats again.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Amanda. Thanks, Coach Hill, for your help this week as well, getting us ready for the broadcast here. And like we said, they're going to do what they do on defense, and that's what McGill-Toolen has done for a long time. So our players of the game nominations for the McGill-Toolen Yellow Jackets, Braden Turner had the 62-yard interception touchdown return. Spencer Arsenault, the quarterback, and Chris Abrams-Drain from the Spanish Fort Toros also up there. So that's our Herc Reynolds Pro Solutions Player of the Game. We're going to be able to tell you all about that next week at halftime when we'll tell you who you vote on. So you need to go to utv44.com and vote. And, of course, tonight as well, you can also flip over to NBC 15 and watch the Friday Night Blitz with Lance Crawford. He'll give you all the highlights of the first week of the high school football season here that has come to a conclusion. Again, we're really impressed by McGill, but again, McGill comes out, plays great. Spanish Fort, they're going to make the adjustments. These two teams are going to be their perennial powers the rest of the season.
You know, these coaches say they want to play these games, but it's a double-edged sword to it, because if you don't know your kids, I mean, a loss or in a game like this could really wreck your season.
Sure.
And if you win, it's a momentum. So it's a challenge, and they know what to do, and they know their kids, and I guess they decide to do it.
Yeah, of course, in Spanish Fort's got Daphne, their big local rival, coming up next week. That'll be right here on Friday Night Rivals. So next week, Murphy will take on McGill, but here on UTV 44, it'll be Spanish Fort taking on Daphne, and we'll have it for you next Friday night from over at Trojan Field. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Amanda Booz, Jared Kihas, and David Sharp, our statistician, saying good night.